Misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, Lance in Hooper is very upset we didn't open with the Pointer Sisters because it's Anita Pointer's birthday.
She sings backup on that song, though.
In Hooper.
Hooper.
Mm-hmm. But that's not...
Cheap Trick, why?
Because on this day, Robin Zander, lead singer, Cheap Trick, 72 today.
Now, so I look up the song, and the song is kind of obscure to me, the lyrics. But then when I start reading about it, they leave stuff out intentionally. Like the very first lines, it says, Mama told me, stay away, you never know what you'll catch. You know, girls, from girls.
Just cooties,
Just the other day, I heard of a soldier's falling off some Indonesian junk that's going around. A soldier's falling off. They're leaving a word out there. The word they're leaving out is penis. A soldier's penis falling off some Indonesian junk that's going around.
Well, they wanted to be on the radio with the song.
Yeah,
I guess so you can't say penis on the radio.
You probably shouldn't.
Back then, certainly.
Well,
you just said it 3 times, so.
Well, I mean, penis is an anatomical term that, and if you get some Indonesian junk, your penis could fall off. So I underestimate Cheap Trick. I think I find
underestimate them at your peril, sir.
I find that I like them, but we don't hear that much from them.
No.
This was a huge hit.
And the live version was the hit, not the...
It was, not the recorded
version. At the Budokan.
Yeah, they were hugely popular in Japan. And I recorded a concert there live at Budokan.
The Flame?
Yeah.
That was that's their 80s hit? Probably.
Yeah, it's a power ballad.
Dream Police. That's all the Cheap Trick I know. I don't know.
You know, their drummer is very well regarded. Bunny Carlos.
Carlos.
But that's not his real name. It's Brad Carlson.
Well, that's not an exciting name for
it really
a rock
isn't.
star.
Brad M. Carlson.
Yeah. That could be anybody.
No, it could only be Bunny Carlos.
Could be. They're still touring, by the way. Yeah.
Rick Nielsen, Tom Peterson, and Robin Zander.
I guess the one of them is good friends with James Gunn.
Oh.
And they did the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie and said, hey, Jim, come on. Put me in your movie. Come on, put one of the songs.
I'd be on the cassette.
We'd be happy to be.
Why aren't I in that?
And he's all right. Yeah, I'll remember. Okay, we're going to do volume 2. I'll take care of it.
Did he?
He finished the movie because, he writes the scenes using songs in his head. And that's the song that he usually puts in the scene. And he finished the movie and he went, oh
crap.
I forgot.
So, over the end of the credits. Okay, there we go. We'll throw it in
That's
there.
something.
And what is it? What is it over the credits?
It's Surrender.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we got some of that Disney money.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a good reason for having it done.
Oh yeah.
Cheap Trick. I think it's weird they're still out there touring around. I'm trying to see if Bunny Carlos is still alive. Even he's not touring with them.
No, he quit the band.
Drummers get tired.
He quit.
He quit. Yeah, he couldn't get along with everybody else.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's 74, and I guess he's not doing much of anything. Just sort of sitting on his money.
Hanging out.
Because he probably has plenty.
Or we got that Disney money.
Yeah, Cheap Trick did okay, I think.
Oh, yeah.
In the money department. So the reason that they keep touring is because they like to do it.
Or they need to continue getting money.
There's usually divorces that need
Yeah.
and children
Yeah.
All
and
the
bad
members,
business deals.
No,
Yeah.
Gina, it says right here, all members of Cheap Trick were very wise with their money and are
Happily
in
married.
stable marriages with large families. It says it right here. Every one
These
of them.
notes rarely lie.
Well,
Everyone.
it was the band's investment in a luggage company, cheap trunk. It was a huge failure.
Wouldn't you like a Cheap Trick trunk?
Sure.
Buy it today.
It's very affordable.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Is that
There
it?
we go.
Okay.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
There you go.
There you go. We'll take a break now. That farting around was kind of like, it was like Cheap Trick. It was third tier, I think. You know what I mean?
Not the best fart
No,
around
I
ever?
no, I didn't think so. But it was what Cheap Trick deserved.
If we'd done Pointer Sisters, it would have been
Think so?
A+ farting around.
I thought you said you wanted to make me happy. Would you quit mentioning the
I'm
Pointer
sorry.
Sisters?
I'm sorry.
I have nothing against the Pointer Sisters. I like Neutron Dance.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, he's just burning. Doing the Neutron dance.
I think it's a snappy number, and they do it very well.
Wow.
So we'll take a break here.
Yes.
Then we'll come back with your check-ins. 877-602-9696. That's the number. We like to hear from you, so please check in with us. Let us know that you're okay, that you're out there and you're still keeping on. 877-602-9696. You can also text us if you like. That number is 33986.
BigOTires.com.
My gosh, you're getting close to the end. What is it, the 23rd today? 3 more days to take advantage of this free pizza for a year offer from Big O Tires.
It's quick and easy. You make an appointment online that works for your schedule. You go in, you get the tire. You're out of there in less than an hour.
You need new tires.
Yeah.
Go into Big O, your local Big O tire store, and if you buy 4 brand new tires from Big O, you will get free Papa Murphy's pizza for 1 year.
And if you're saying, well, I don't know if I can afford tires or not, Big O understands that. They make sure they have financing options to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. No credit needed financing options to fit any budget or any situation.
And think of all the money you're saving by not buying pizza for a year.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting it free from Big O Tires. Buy 4 tires, get the pizza for free for 1 year. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Make your appointment online. Find your local Big O Tire store. Go to Big O Tires.
Good evening and welcome to Jazz Pivot,
Pour me a scotch, will you, please?
brought to you by Scotch.
Would like scotch and
All of
soda. Scotch and soda. Jigger a gin. Oh, what a rare mood I'm in.
Tonight on Jazz Pivot, we'll be exploring Charles Mingus and the social political ramifications of. Oh, wait, there's my music.
Carrie, you could
Jazz Pivot.
Carrie, you could pivot
No,
to
because
the
you have
jazz
COVID.
pivot.
Only because you have COVID.
It's because it's
Oh.
rested in my throat
Yeah.
and my sinuses.
Yeah, your voice is deeper.
That works. I
Yeah.
like that.
By the way, if you hadn't guessed, Kerry's broadcasting from home because he has the COVID. But the connection, I mean, you sound great, other than husky. You still feel about the same as yesterday, or a little worse, or better? Or
I'm feeling a jazz pivot coming on. No, I'm my head is exploding. Here, this will help here. There we go.
Yeah.
My head is exploding. My sinuses are trying to kill me.
No.
My throat is sore.
You couldn't breathe last night, probably.
Actually, I was okay last night. A little NyQuil, a little NyQuil will do you. And I was able to sleep through most of the night. Here's what I've discovered about this, and Ed Brass texted me and warned me about this.
Mm-hmm.
He said the best way to get through this is to sleep.
Just sleep
through
it off.
Sleep through all of it.
If you can, yeah.
So if I can today, I'm going to try to sleep through all of it.
Yeah, just when you get off the air, just go have a
Although-
little warm drink and then go to bed.
Although I've got to meet somebody in a parking lot to get my Paxlovid. So. And that's
Stay,
not a
buddy.
joke, folks.
333-986.
All right, 622. Let's get this over with.
Well, that was odd.
What?
What do you mean what?
Oh, well,
what we just listened to.
We've played that before.
I have not. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the drops because I'm doing other things.
That is, it was a proposal for an Adult Swim show
Yes.
called Dancing Cosby.
Okay.
And the premise was that. It was
Yeah.
Gremlins.
And?
But it was you'd get different Cosbys.
Yeah.
And all the Cosbys had different abilities and powers.
Now you say it was a proposal.
Bill Cosby sued.
Oh, okay.
Says you're not going to do that. And so that's why they point out at the beginning, it says, well, it's based on the public figure, Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
It's satire.
Not Bill Cosby's private life. It's,
But he sued, and so they
So
never
it
they
didn't
never
happen.
made the cartoon.
So in a way, we have Bill Cosby to thank for dodging that bullet.
There are a couple of episodes that are out there online
Oh my God.
that are hilarious.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, let's officially begin the program, shall we? 877-602-9696. That's the number to call if you'd like to check in with us. Maybe you have a observation about that drop that was just played, the Cosby thing, or whatever. Just check in, say hi. We like to hear from you. You can also text us at 33986. Do we have a sponsor here?
Explore the intersection of film, art, and music at Frame by Frame, February 1st from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Blocks Art District in Salt Lake. Frame by Frame celebrates the people, places, and stories that define Salt Lake City culture with live music, art installations, and more. For more information on this free community event, go to x96.com.
The moon is 34.2% of full. It's a waning crescent moon. It'll be the new moon on the 29th. Then we'll have a full moon on February 12th. The moon will set today at 12:14 p.m., today being Thursday. It's the 23rd day of January in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's Sticky Toffee Pudding Day.
Ooh.
I don't know as I've ever had sticky toffee pudding. I've heard of it. I know what it is.
They have some at Nomad Cafe.
Where's the Nomad Cafe?
It's just right down the street from my house.
Okay, and is it good, the sticky
Yeah.
toffee pudding? Let's see, and then there's being a member of the American Pie Council, as I am.
Yes.
It is my duty to inform you that it is National Pie Day.
Today.
Yes, so I'll probably stop on my way home and buy a pie somewhere, take it home. It's and coincidentally or incidentally, it's also National Rhubarb Pie Day.
Ooh.
The king of pies, they call king of pies rhubarb pie.
Why is rhubarb the king of pies?
Because rhubarb is used in pies so much, it is often called the pie plant. That's basically all you use rhubarb for. Although my mother used to make delicious rhubarb pies, and it's you also combine it with strawberry. You make a rhubarb strawberry pie, but my mother also used to do stewed rhubarb, which was actually I quite enjoyed. It was delicious. And it's also National King Day, so bow down to the king wherever you are. This is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there. I'm Bill Allred. Over there, Gina Barberi. Katie for short is our fine producer, and who do we have helping today? Oh, it's Paul. Hi, Paul.
That's Tanner, Bill.
Tanner Bill. Who is
That's
Tanner
Tanner,
Bill?
comma, Bill.
I don't know who that is. That's Paul, right? Paul, right? Yep. See, Gina, I think you're face blind. That's what I think. I think you're face blind.
I'm the one with the problem.
That's obviously Paul, right? Paul. You see, he's saying yes.
All right.
I bet if you checked his ID, it would say Paul. Jeez, I don't know what's the matter with you. 877-602-9696. That's the number. Check in. I don't know if you dare. Apparently you don't. So,
Mixer driver Shane, text checking in from Provo. Let's see. Love a good waltz. Have a day, Susie. Rick Nielsen just bought Mary Ford's 1959 Gibson Les Paul at Meekum Auction for $215,000.
Oh.
Wow.
so Cheap Trick is doing okay.
Doing all right. Yeah. Doing okay. They're all right.
Yeah.
Candace, the reluctant farmer, checking in. Kira checking in. It's so cold, but I'm okay.
I hope so.
Oh, Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in, wishing my daughter Dawson the best of luck today at her swim regional finals.
Perry City listener checking in. Feels like January the 35th. Take me to the weekend in February,
really,
please.
That's true. It does feel like it's been January forever.
January is often a long month.
It is the longest month.
Is it, in fact?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no holidays to break it up. There's, Unless you're a federal employee.
Yeah.
Lane checking in from Morgan. It's cold, cold, cold up here. Tree of Maine still here, putting one foot in front of the other.
That's all you can do.
Do we know if the phones are working?
I haven't tested them. We did install a new phone thing
Since yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it probably screwed everything up.
It could have, because it screwed the board up.
877-602-9696. There comes some calls, so
All right.
it's working.
Let's see. Perry City listener check in. Let's see. Lane checking in from Morgan. We did that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tree of Maine. April of American Fork. Meshach of Erda checking in to the WFRFH. That was a cheap farting around trick that you played on us. Mikkel of Reno here. I would love to wish my beautiful daughter Ella, the nanny, a happy 34th birthday.
Aw,
No,
happy
I'm
birthday.
sorry. We can't allow that.
Right Wing Wade checking in. Bus driver Troy checking in. Johnny B checking in, listening before a random clinic shift. I believe we shall be embolsing some prostate arteries today.
Fun.
Oh,
Embolsing?
embolizing.
Embolizing?
Embolizing. But I don't know what that is. But that's just speculation.
Okay. Is that Dawn okay?
Yeah, we haven't heard from Dawn in a while.
That's true.
Dawn, are you okay?
I checked in, but my work schedule changed.
That's
so
probably
I
it.
can't work and I can't listen at the same time. I try to listen, and my work schedule changed.
But now the phones just started up, and I'm guessing one of those is Dawn.
Let's see. Jonathan, senior otter correspondent, checking in. Is the week over yet?
Nope.
We haven't had any good otter news lately, Jonathan. Get on that, will you?
Luis of Harrisburg, PA, checking in. Tristan from the most west of Jordan's checking in. Let's see. We got, this is Cement Dave.
Good morning, Cement Dave. Dave? Hi, are you there?
He
Hello.
can't hear us.
He can't hear us.
Dave, you can't hear us, huh?
Nope.
No, he...
Oh, you can.
Oh, okay.
Then we can hear you.
It's this button then, which is a new thing.
That's a new button?
New button.
Yeah, again, somebody was in here playing last night,
what-
and everything has changed.
And doesn't tell you. Doesn't
No,
say, Carrie, by the
doesn't-
way, heads
doesn't
up.
get a note.
What's up, Dave?
You guys are snuggled right now?
I didn't need that picture in my head. I don't... I just...
It's nice that you're snuggled. I think that's nice.
Roll over and have her say good morning.
Good morning.
Aw.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Couple of little bugs in a rug.
Mm-hmm.
Well, stay warm.
Accepted us as their own,
Yeah. Stay warm.
as much as we can.
All right,
All right.
see you later.
See you guys.
Let's see. That's Braden.
Braden.
Hey, Braden. Braden, where are you calling from?
Hello,
Hello.
Draper.
Okay, what's up?
Just checking in this morning. Just wanted to say thank you for letting me listen. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you and hope you have a great day.
That's a nice way to check in, Braden. It's simple. It's to the point, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Have a nice day yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you.
See you later. See, we're being collegial
Yeah.
and congenial.
Collegiate.
We're being nice to people today.
Let's see. Jello Salad Annie, good morning to you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they got their name Cheap Trick. Doing lots of homework today. Well,
I'll do a little
think-
research and see if I can
it's a
find it.
reference to prostitution.
Yeah, that's probably.
Oh,
Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Let's see. Everybody's checking in now via text, so looks like everybody's here. So
All right.
let's begin.
Including Right Wing Wade. Good morning, Wade. Checking in from I-15. Both lanes moving well. Wade, not the only member of Infiniteam. Infiniteam means everybody. no matter where you are. Let us know what you're seeing on the roads. Oftentimes you see things before UDOT alerts me to them. So please text it in 33986.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll play a song. We'll have some news, and Frank Christ Presents right after these messages. Stand by. Okay, let's see what we got going on with the Downtown Alliance, the Blocks SLC. Just go to the Blocks SLC, that's 2 S's right in a row, and take a look at what they've got going on right now. Looks like Saturday, February 1st from 6 to 10 p.m., Frame by Frame. It's down on Floral Street in downtown Salt Lake City, 223 Floral Street. You can celebrate art, music, film with Frame by Frame, a free one-night-only pop-up event in downtown Salt Lake. February 1st, 6 to 10 p.m. There's music, there's art installations, dance to the rhythms of genre-blending singer-songwriter Sasha Marie. They're going to have some DJs there, Enzo, Gatto, and Social Antidote. And you can immerse yourself in the creative energy that fuels the Sundance Film Festival and the creative community. It's Frame by Frame. So get your friends, bundle up, and meet at 223 Floral Street for an unforgettable night of celebrating Salt Lake's vibrant creative community. Come hungry and thirsty. There's a bunch of restaurants and bars down in that area. Frame by Frame, theblockslc.com.
I want to know how you're feeling, Gina. Are you okay? Because you drank some caffeine.
Well, so we had the donut critic on today who brought in these new caffeinated protein drinks.
Well, they're chocolate milk.
Which are, and they're super tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the problem.
Well, now, what he said is that the regular ones are a caffeine equivalent to a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then there's this one that is 2 cups.
I didn't have that one.
You didn't have this one.
I had the 1 cup, but my heart's going blah, 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 blah.
From that one can.
Well, but see, I already had a coffee this morning.
I was going to say, because you stop for coffee every morning.
And a Diet Coke. This is almost gone.
And
so
she has a Diet Coke.
I had these previously.
Gina,
I think that was not a good move.
Gina, I had a Coke Zero this morning.
Uh-huh.
Then I've been working on my coffee, my Mill Creek coffee here, and then I drank one of these as well. These things that he brought in that are caffeinated, and you know what? I could take a nap right now. I mean, I'm fine.
I'm tired all the time.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. I'm just tired all the time.
Tired.
You poor thing.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling it. I can feel it right about here.
But you've had, how much coffee have you had this morning?
Well, this morning when I get up, I had, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. The stuff I put in my water that's supposed to wake me up and invigorate me.
But that's caffeine, isn't it?
I don't know if it has caffeine in it or not. It's got some sort of vitamins of some kind in it. And then I have my Mill Creek coffee. Guatemalan today. And then I had this just now, strawberry milk with caffeine. And like I said, I wasn't feeling it until a few moments ago, and now my eyes started to twitch.
You got a twitch?
Oh, I forgot to mention, on top of all of this stuff that I've had, I take a Pro Vigil every morning.
Oh yeah,
which is which is like airline pilots wake up pills.
Special trucker aspirin.
And you're still fine.
Yeah,
you're still.
Yeah, I could drink a pot of coffee and go to bed at night.
I'm tired all the time.
Because I'm tired all of the time.
And my pants are heavy.
I'm just a poor little heavy-panted, tired boy. Yeah, I'm sorry that it affected you that way because these are delicious.
They are tasty.
Yeah. I know what it was. You see, I drank the vanilla flavor, and you drank the chocolate flavor.
I had strawberry.
And you had strawberry. I think the vanilla flavor, even though they all have the same amount of caffeine in them, I believe, the vanilla flavor would still just be not as effective because it's vanilla.
No naps for me.
Do you take a nap?
Yes.
Of course she does.
I almost never take a nap. I have to be exhausted before I'll take a nap.
You stop by Beto's on the way home. You eat under the overpass.
I have my systems.
And then you go home and nap.
Are you regular?
Yes.
Oh,
In fact,
good.
I gotta go. Right,
Do you ever
'cause
fall?
I got another thing
Do you ever fall asleep in the car?
Yes.
All right.
While you're driving? Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
You have a list, I understand, Gina.
I do.
A list?
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
It's 15 clever phrases that instantly humble an arrogant person you're having a conversation with.
Oh,
Okay.
let's see how many of them would work on me.
Bless your heart.
That's yours.
Are you done yet?
Yeah, try that.
And my response to that would be, no, I'm not.
Funny, I don't remember asking your opinion about that.
Well, you need it. These are the responses an arrogant person
Okay.
would give. Okay.
You're coming up with those really quickly, too.
Yep.
And that's relevant to me how?
If you don't know, you need it more than ever.
You get that makes you sound like a jerk, right?
I don't care.
I think you could have done better with that.
That
one.
was kind of weak, yeah.
Honestly, do you even hear yourself?
I don't have anything for that.
Could you dial back the ego to like a 5?
Well, bless your heart.
I'd be impressed if it wasn't so obvious that you're full of it.
Full of what? Knowledge? Is that what you're against?
I'll be sure to let you know when I'm interested in what you're saying.
Or when you understand it?
So what else do you have going for you?
Good looks.
Well,
Hey!
Weird flex, but okay.
Weird what?
Weird flex, but okay.
I like that one.
You do realize nobody's perfect, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, I've got places to be.
Well, then be off with you.
And finally is not verbal. It's just an eye raise.
Mm-hmm.
An eyebrow raise. Okay.
You just go,
None of those worked on Bill, though. I don't.
nah.
He had a comeback for just
Most of
about
them.
all of them.
You know why? I've heard most of them.
You get that makes you
Practice.
sound like a jerk, right? I
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that.
I like that one.
Yep, I've heard that.
Or I've had other people tell me, that makes Bill sound like a jerk when he says that. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, and he probably does too.
Well, you know what I say.
What's that?
Brett in the chat room beat me to it.
Mm.
Oh, buddy's nerfect.
Oh, God.
No?
No.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
Hum.
Stars.
Stars is the name of the song. If you know, you know. All right. 6:43. Time now for some big boy news and innuendo. Now, right after that, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. 1 is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
Tickets to see Billy Idol with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts Friday, September 5th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right, call and play to win. 877-602-9696. Get those tickets. Right after this, big boy news and innuendo brought to you by
Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, I guess they are right this minute announcing the nominations for the Academy Awards. It's going on right now. That some of them some of the nominees have been released.
Okay.
Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown. I believe she plays
Joan Baez.
Joan Baez in that. Ariana Grande for Wicked. Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini for Conclave. And Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. Best Supporting Actor has been announced. Yura Borisov for Anora. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist. Edward Norton plays the folk singer Pete Seeger, I believe, in A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice. Those are the ones. Original score, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot. Those are the ones that have been released so far. There are more nominations coming out shortly. I don't know. I guess they do a whole presentation and show clips and all of that. Let's see. Speaking of the Oscars, the 2025 Academy Awards will not feature live performances of the Best Original Song nominees.
Thank God.
No, because really, it's the stupidest thing. That the choreography is always awful. It's so bad. It's fun to watch, I think. But instead, the show will recognize the songwriters through personal reflections from the teams who bring the songs to life. All of this and more will uncover the stories and inspiration behind this year's nominees. That change will make room for the Academy's plan to honor Los Angeles as a city of dreams, showcasing its beauty and resilience while it's
for
burning.
Time.
They're going to do a special feature, which kind of honors Los Angeles because of the horror of the fires that it's going through right now. Speaking of that, let me click on that. There is another fire burning in Los Angeles right now. 50,000 people have been evacuated as a huge and fast-moving wildfire swept through the rugged mountains north of Los Angeles. Parched Southern California is enduring another round of dangerous winds, and 2 major previous blazes continue to smolder. This new fire, they're calling it the Hughes Fire. It broke out in late morning. Within hours, charred more than 9,400 acres of trees and brush. 30-mile stretch of I-5, a major north-south artery, was closed as flames raced along the hilltops and down into wooded canyons. This is just...
And the winds are still bad. And...
Yeah. They're expecting rain, which is good and bad.
Yeah.
Because if it rains, it'll help sort of tamp down the fires. But then that's when the slides and the rivers of ash start flowing down out of the mountains. A 17-year-old kid shot 2 students at Antioch High School in Nashville, Tennessee yesterday, killing one of them before killing himself. One female student has died. The other is in stable condition at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. The shooter reportedly started firing shots into the school's cafeteria at about 11 a.m. Before dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officials said that 2 resource officers were in the building at the time of the shooting.
Well, this shouldn't happen then.
But were not in the cafeteria. Antioch High School serves about 2,000 students. The White House offers its heartfelt thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
You know, you could do more than that.
Thoughts and prayers is what we can do right now. With President-elect Trump returning to the White House, Utah Governor Spencer Cox and sheriffs across the state send a letter to incoming federal authorities asking for some changes. There are still a lot of questions to be answered. This is having to do with immigration and deporting people. But in the letter, the main ask is for a change of leadership at the Salt Lake City Field Office of Immigration and Customs. They want current director Michael Bernanke removed because Michael Bernanke, they think, is not tough enough. He's not hard enough.
Jeez.
You mean heartless enough?
Heartless,
Yeah.
exactly.
Also, none of the Utah jail facilities are ICE detention centers, so those facing deportation are taken to facilities in Las Vegas. To make Utah jails qualify as deportation detention centers, Weber County Sheriff Ryan Arbon said they're asking for more resources, staffing, and funding.
You know, they've been asking for those for just the regular.
Yeah.
They are understaffed and overworked already.
In response to the policy changes regarding immigration by Trump, the Salt Lake City School District has shared a letter with families to assure them that every child, regardless of immigration status, is still welcome in its schools. This will prompt an investigation by the feds.
Yes.
Because Donald Trump has said, I want to talk about weaponizing the Justice Department. I want...
Exactly. Good point.
I want anybody who resists these policies, I want investigations. I want the Justice Department to go investigate them.
Now, every accusation from them is a confession. When they say, you've weaponized the Justice Department, that means we're going to weaponize the Justice Department.
The letter sent Tuesday was in response to Trump's directive that it will now allow federal officers to enforce immigration policies in schools and churches. District leaders reiterated all children, even those who are undocumented, still have the right to attend public primary and secondary schools in the U.S. and as U.S. citizens and permanent residents. The district reassured parents that the district does not collect information related to the immigration status of students, thereby making it something that they cannot turn over to officials. So if ICE comes to a school and says, I want every undocumented student you have here, I want to know their names, the schools will say, we don't know their names. We don't keep those we don't ask them.
Just bring all the brown kids to the cafeteria and we'll figure it out.
We'll ask them. Parents were urged to make sure that their child's contact information is up to date and that school counselors are available to talk with students who experience anxiety, stress, or fears related to these policy changes. Susan Collins is concerned.
She always is.
I'm concerned
You know,
over
you could do something, Susan.
over Pete Hegseth's background report. I've heard from others that pertinent information has not been included, and that is troubling, said Susan Collins. When you're making a decision about a nominee, you want to have as complete a picture as possible. Collins was referring to complaints from Senate colleagues that relevant interviews were not included in the FBI report on Hegseth's background, including an interview with Hegseth's former sister-in-law, who alleged a variety of misconduct in an affidavit later submitted to the Senate Armed Services Committee. I heard some pundits say on the radio early this morning, frankly, I wouldn't put Pete Hegseth in charge of a regional office of a paper-selling company.
Yep.
He's not qualified to do anything.
That's the thing, is that we keep looking at this, and yes, they're very disturbing reports, about his drinking and his abuse of women and all that. But at the bottom line, even if you took all that stuff away, he ain't qualified.
Not qualified.
Yeah.
So on his first day in office, 4 years away from the White House, President Trump, of course, granted clemency to more than 1,500 people charged with crimes in the violent attack on the Capitol. But one of the rioters, 71-year-old Boise resident Pamela Hemphill, once nicknamed the MAGA Granny, has rejected her pardon.
Good.
Accepting that pardon would be an insult to the Capitol police officers.
She's come around.
To the rule of law, to our nation, Hemphill told the Idaho Statesman. The J6 criminals are trying to rewrite history by saying that it was not a riot. It wasn't an insurrection. I don't want to be a part of their trying to rewrite what happened that day.
Good. I'm glad she came.
Hemphill said her attorney informed her Tuesday that Trump had pardoned her. She said, I reject that pardon. She's not the first to reject the order. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1833 and then later upheld the ruling in 1915 that a recipient has the power to turn down a presidential pardon. You can say, no, I don't want to be pardoned. Hemphill says she has clear memories of that day 4 years ago when she was part of a mob of Trump backers who entered the Capitol on the day the Congress was certifying Joe Biden's election victory. Despite recently undergoing surgery to remove cancerous breast tissue, she traveled to Washington with her stitches still in place. My brother said, you're going to want to start chemotherapy soon, so why don't you go? It'll probably be Trump's last event. And I thought, well, yeah. But she said what she saw there was a riot. Mm-hmm. And she said, and I was part of it, and I regret it. Well, here we go. One more quick story we have. How about this? Post Malone is in the news. Utah's own Oreo cookies partnering with Post Malone for its next limited edition cookie.
All right.
Featuring a first-of-kind filling for the Oreo. For a limited time, Oreo is selling a cookie created with Post Malone that has swirled cream filling, which mixes salted caramel and shortbread flavor cream and is sandwiched between a chocolate cookie and a golden cookie.
I will eat the hell out of that.
That's not all. The cookies are engraved with 9 designs inspired by Posty, such as vinyl records and a guitar pick. There you go.
Mine's got a hair in it.
I'm trying to see when those are going to...
Sports weather trend.
I know we're out of time, so I will just say you will not be surprised to hear that the Jazz lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 123-114. We'll do more sports later because we're late. Weather, cold, 19 right now, 33 for a high today. Looks like next chance of snow will be Friday night into Saturday, about a 60% chance. Good news is traffic looks great. I'm looking at the UDOT cameras, and there are no slowdowns to report, and you are not reporting any either, but you can if you see something, 33986.
Well, here he is, swooping in through the window on his electric scooter. It's Frank Christ. Frank is the reaper of celebrity souls. He is a grim reaper. He's a skeletal figure wearing a hood, carrying a scythe. And the only kind of update is he's got an electric scooter, which is amazing.
Oh, really? It's not. We could all do our part.
That's true. You're an inspiration.
And besides, I think you confessed yesterday you're afraid of horses.
I don't like horses at all. No, they're terrible animals.
Frank is here to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Frank has given me a list of 4 actors. 3 of the actors on that list are, as he said,
fine.
They're
fine, just fine.
But one of them, Frank had to take when the celebrity died. He took his soul to the distribution center. A sad day for Frank when he has to do that.
Was.
You love the celebrities.
Love them, our precious celebrities.
Do we have a contestant?
Mike is here.
Mike, how are you today? I'm fine. I'm just fine. Mike, if you identify the dead celebrity on this list, you will win a prize, which is really nice. What is it?
Billy Idol and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Friday, September 5th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets go on sale Friday at 9 a.m. For more information about that show, go to x96.com.
All right, you ready to play, Mike? Frank has given me a list of actors who are in movies about kings because it's National King Day. Identify the dead celebrity, and you'll get to see Billy Idol. Number 1, Derek Jacobi, an award-winning actor who appeared in numerous Shakespeare stage productions, Hamlet, Much Ado About Nothing, Twelfth Night, The Tempest, Romeo and Juliet. He was Claudius in the BBC TV series I, Claudius, and was also in a lot of movies, Nanny McPhee, My Week with Marilyn, Cinderella, and Murder on the Orient Express. He was in a movie about kings. The movie was Henry V, who was indeed a king. Number 1, Derek Jacobi. Number 2, Ray Stevenson. He played 2 characters, Frank Castle, the Punisher, and Volstagg in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was a mobster in the 7th season of Dexter, Blackbeard in the 3rd and 4th seasons of Black Sails, and he lent his talents to several Star Wars projects. Mr. Stevenson was in the Clive Owen King Arthur movie. Number 2, Ray Stevenson. Number 3, Julian Glover, classically trained, recipient of the Laurence Olivier Award. He performed many times for the Royal Shakespeare Company and played villains in a lot of movies. For Your Eyes Only, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, The Fourth Protocol, and he voiced the giant Acromantula spider in Aragog in Harry Potter in the Chamber of Secrets. His King movie, Troy. Number 3 is Julian Glover. And finally, Karen Hines. He was in many feature films, including The Cook, the Thief, and His Wife and Her Lover, Oscar and Lucinda, Road to Perdition, Amazing Grace, and There Will Be Blood. He also did time in the Harry Potter series, like most British actors, and also Game of Thrones. He had a part in the King Arthur movie Excalibur. Number 4, Karen Hines. One of those actors is dead, Mike. Which one? Yes, it is. You're right. He was really good. Yeah, he was very young, 58 years old. He died a couple of years ago. All right, congratulations, Mike. You're going to go see Billy Idol.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hang on, Mike.
Hang on. Yes, we're having some technical issues.
Oh,
here.
what's the matter?
Just nobody
Frank,
nobody
Frank,
could hear Mike. So.
You don't worry about that, Frank. Let Carrie worry about it.
All right. Well, I'll get out of here. I'll go check on Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh,
MacGyver?
75 today. He'll never be able to MacGyver his way out of, Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
You're all MacGyvering your way out of traffic incidents so far this morning. Nothing to report. No slowdowns, no accidents, no herd of elk running in the road. But if you see any of that, you can text us 33986.
All right. Thank you. KXRK Provo. Going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages with some geek news for you and boner of the day.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
Tor. T-O-R-E, Tor. Today we find the mayor of Mona, Don Criddle, and his boy Denver a few miles south of Mona in the town of Nephi, Utah. They're about to order some lunch at the one-man band diner. Again, the word is Tor.
Denver, I don't want this trip to Nephi to turn into a day-long saga. I get uncomfortable if I have to spend much time here in the city. I want to get in and get out and get back to Mona as quick as we can.
I know, Daddy. I can see you're already getting the sweats.
I know. Being in this urban setting makes me nervous. So to save time, you order us some lunch while I run over to the plumbing supply store. Order me a ham sandwich and an orange soda. I'll be back by the time the food gets here.
Okay, Daddy, we'll do. Ham sandwich and orange soda. I'm going to get a taco salad and chocolate milk. The salad comes in a tortilla bowl, and I'm going to eat the bowl.
That's fine. I guess the phone ordering system here is broke, so here comes the waiter. You order, and I'll be right back with the stuff I need to fix that turlet.
I'm really sorry about that, Daddy. I didn't know that you could not flush grass clippings.
Well, now you do. Just order, all right? Back in a flash.
All right.
So you ready to order, or do you need to wait until the old guy comes back?
No, I'm ready. He told me what he. Hey, you.
Meet what, kid?
You're not no waiter.
That's gonna come as a surprise to my boss here at the one-man band diner. Come on, kid. What do you and the old guy want?
You're Benny the Egg from 1493 and a half KVOM, right? You're Benny the Egg who does the morning show with Captain Breakfast. I know it's you, because I seen you when I took a tour of the radio station with my scout troop. You signed my scout scarf.
I was Benny the Egg, kid. But since somebody stole our broadcast tower, me and the captain can't do a show, and so I have to make some scratch somehow. My uncle owns this place, this one-man band diner, and he give me a job.
Well, Mr. the Egg, I met Captain Breakfast.
Listen, kid, when I'm on the radio, I'm Benny the Egg. When I'm working here, I go by my real name, the name on this tag here on my shirt.
Milton? Milton?
Milton, what of it?
Oh, nothing. Hey, where's Captain Breakfast?
Whatever you order, he's gonna make it. I got him a job in the kitchen.
Oh, my heck, Captain Breakfast is here in the kitchen. Can I take a tour of the kitchen?
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah Word of the Day.
Like Chris in Granite did. He wants a beignet. I don't know where you get one in Granite.
In
but
Granite?
If you find one, Chris, let me know, because I would like one, too.
There's Granite Bakery. Maybe they have them.
Maybe.
Are they in Granite?
No, they're in
Are they not?
Sugar House. But
Well, where's Granite?
Where's Granite?
I don't know. Ask Chris. He's the one that lives there.
I think it's Sugar House adjacent.
I don't know. Oh, well. I would like a beignet.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I was checking to see if the donut critic was coming in today, and he's not. When we were talking earlier about all those.
Thule used to have beignets.
Thule?
Thule Bakery on 9th, 9th South and 9th East.
It's not there anymore. It's
isn't it?
No, there's one up on 15th and 15th area.
One what?
A Thule Bakery.
Sue may have killed us. She found this service that'll deliver
Beignets.
Pastries?
Well, you could if you wanted beignets. It'll deliver, pastries and cookies and things to your home that need to be baked. they send you the frozen version of it.
Oh.
And I was like, whatever. And then I had one. And,
it's a mail order.
It's
service?
a mail order situation, and we're part of a club now, and so they just keep coming. I think we could be in trouble.
A frozen cookie club.
Frozen cookie, English muffin, croissants.
Oh man,
biscuits.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
And
man.
And they're just sending them on a regular basis.
They're just going to start arriving, I think.
Uh-oh.
Yep. All right, Geek News brought to you by
Cabin Fever wishes you a happy new year from tin signs, lunchboxes, books, retro candy, playing cards, and more. Located in the heart of Charlie Square, Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right, let's get this up here. Something for you to look at work today, because I know you don't work at work. Yellow Jackets, Season 3.
It's been a while, right?
It has been a while. We get a nice, good, long look at the new season.
Once upon a time, a bunch of teenage girls got stranded in the wilderness. They hunted their friends, feasted on their flesh, and they went completely nuts.
People are willing to do some messed up stuff just to see another day.
I think Natalie knows what Coach Scott is.
Does she deserve to be the leader?
Instead of doing what was right for us, she did what she wanted to do. So tonight, we'll give the wilderness what it wants.
Aren't you worried about what we're gonna have to tell people if we get back? This place will follow us for the rest of our lives.
Oh, you have no idea.
Someone wants us dead.
Don't think for a second I won't get to the bottom of this.
Are you hiding something?
This Valentine's Day, eat your heart out.
How we would be if we had survived a plane crash only to end up eating each other.
Oh, I do.
Because that's what happened. The full trailer follows upon a previous teaser that we got that revealed that this season would be about both haunting and hunting.
Only one left.
So what's going on is that somebody knows about what happened up on the mountains and is going around and going to start taking each one of these people out.
Oh, okay.
You know, because you got the past and the future timelines that are happening. So you get, of course, some drowning pool in there, bodies. Puts the survivors' collective mania on display. Highlights include a visit from departed series star Ella Purnell, whose Jackie was the first of the group. Possible reckoning for Coach Kruger, who may or may not have been burned down, may not have burned down the shelter in the finale. Tons of violence. And more people joining the show. Joel McHale is joining the show. Bunch of stuff. February 16th. So you can get caught up.
Okay.
And might I suggest you go back and refresh your memory about what happened on Yellow Jackets the first 2 seasons, because there's a lot going on, a lot happening. A lot of fun watch. And Juliette Lewis not coming back, as far as I know.
Oh, that's okay.
Happy about that,
That's
Bill?
good, yeah.
Now, she's got a new movie that's coming to Sundance.
Yeah, I saw that.
Where she plays a chair.
A chair?
Yeah.
I could, okay.
I thought you might like that.
Yeah, if she's a chair. I'd like to see people sitting on her.
Yeah. Let's see, a couple of things. You've been waiting for a new Star Wars movie. Well, you're getting The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Okay.
But then there's been all these other Star Wars movie projects that are just, they get started and then they end, because of creative problems or whatever it is. Well, what's the way to get the fire lit underneath a Star Wars movie project? Big star. They've never done that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they start a Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
it's rare that they start with a big star.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Gosling stepped in and said, hey, I'd like to be a Star
Okay.
War.
I was wondering if this was real. This is a real thing?
This is a real story. Now, Sean Levy, who directed Deadpool, Wolverine, This Is Where I Leave You, The Atom Project, and all that, works with the other Ryan a lot. He just kind of called up Ryan Gosling and said, you want to be in a Star Wars? And he goes, yeah, I'll be in a Star Wars. So this one is going forward a little bit quicker. It is not going to be about the Skywalker saga. It's its own standalone, one-off thing.
Okay.
So it is going forward. He's, the director's been working on it for a couple of years now, so he's kind of happy with it.
Show me what you got.
And this story, we got a Toxic Avenger reboot. This movie was done back in 2023.
Peter Dinklage
really?
have
Peter
something to do
Dinklage
with it?
is he is Toxie. He is the Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon.
And why hasn't it been released?
Because it was terrible, apparently.
Okay.
And so they shelved it.
Have they worked on it at all to make it better?
Maybe, because you're finally going to see it. There's no precise release date, but they said we're going to have this thing in theaters in 2025. You're going to see it. It'll get an unrated wide release. That was the other thing, is that people said that it was too gross, too over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll finally be able to see the Toxic Avenger movie.
Oh, good.
Whether that's a good thing or not remains to be seen. But there you go. Oh, and Robert Eggers, you like his Nosferatu?
Yes, indeed.
He's going to do a werewolf movie.
Maybe a better one than the one that just came out.
Yeah, I think so. Werewolf, W-U-L-F.
Whoa.
That's how old school he is going with his werewolf movie.
Wolf.
Yes.
Crash eastbound SR 201 Bangor Highway off to the right shoulder. Had an Infinity member report that, and UDOT confirms it. If you see something, you can say something and text it to us, 33986.
All right, we've got Boner of the Day coming up. Here are the candidates you'll be voting for today. Boner candidate number 1, go Elgises.
Huh?
Go Elgises. Elgises. So, Boner candidate number 2, I'm pretty sure the bishop is a U.S. citizen. And Boner candidate number 3, a January 6th hostage is going to the clink again.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well,
That was fast.
We got some messages, a song, and then Boner of the Day and Big Boy News coming up. Stand by.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's a damn contest.
Damn contest at the worst time.
Win $1,000 in another flippin' cash contest on X96. Listen for keywords that we'll announce at approximately 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Yes, it's just pure bribery to get you to listen longer. All the rules are at x96.com. I'm going to give you a keyword now and a special number to text it to. That number is 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Text the word beauty. Beauty, B-E-A-U-T-Y, beauty. Text that to 508-777-1000 now to enter to win.
So, I was gone last week. I'm not on the show, so nobody would really know. But
You're on in the evenings. Plug your show in the evenings.
Yes. I am on in the evenings, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Thank you, Gina.
Sure.
I took a little trip out to Europe. Let me take a step back. I hijacked my wife's trip, okay? My wife and her friend, year and a half ago, when they went on sale, did the overnight excursion of trying to get Taylor Swift tickets for the European tour.
Mm-hmm. A difficult thing to do.
Difficult thing to do in general. Obviously, the idea was floated to go to any of the shows here, but they were like, let's make a trip out of it, have some fun. They ended up getting tickets to the first night of the 3 nights in Vienna, which is in Austria, for those who don't know. And throughout that, they said, well, let's build out a week. And then they brought in some more friends who did not get tickets to the show to go, like, hang out in Croatia afterwards, where they're at right now. And then I stepped in beyond that and said, hey, I got time between school. I would like to take time with
Sure.
just you and my wife to see what else is around there. And economically, we saw Munich was near Vienna. And we were like, well, Munich seems like a cool city to go check out with beers and brats and whatnot. So me and her went out early. But essentially, again, the crux of it was the whole trip was based around going to this Taylor Swift show.
And you are not the only people that do that. This whole Taylor Swift tour has caused tourism, like for people doing exactly what your wife and her friends were doing.
So we did.
Yeah, what are we calling it? Gig tourism or something like that?
Yeah. We did. It'd be a whole different conversation, all the other stuff that we were doing, but we meet up with the friends that were going to the Taylor Swift show. I should say the friend. It was Anna, my wife, and her friend. Me and the other friend that was tagging along were just planning on doing something else.
Hanging out while they're going to the concert.
We're like, let's go get drinks and go to the aquarium. That friend is super into animals, so that seemed like a no-brainer. The night before the show, news breaks out. Taylor Swift canceled due to potentially an ISIS
terrorism
attack, right? We are getting ready for bed when we hit the news, when we hear the news the night before. My wife is distraught.
That's bad news when you're home and a concert you're excited about is canceled. I can't imagine what it would be like to travel halfway across the world to go to a concert to find out it's canceled.
We were coming back from like the bar that night, and my wife went over to the friend's hotel room to drink some wine that they bought in a vending machine in the hotel.
Nice.
And that's where the news broke. And then she came back, wine lips, saying like, it's canceled. And it was sad. She's distraught, but yada, yada, yada. And we're like, I guess we'll figure out something better than a terrorist attack, I suppose. The day of the show, we go to museums, we're hanging out, and the whole city's just in mourning
because everyone is there for the same thing.
The city's full of Americans that showed up for this thing. And they're all wearing their Taylor Swift shirts. Okay, I'm at a museum, and it's a gal in like a sundress with cowboy boots up to her knees, and I'm like, that's American as hell.
Yeah.
Like she was here and her boyfriend is wearing the Taylor Swift shirt. The night before, we like met somebody before we went to a different museum at a brat stand that was from France who came in for the show, and everybody was showing up, and
now what did they tell you? Plans. Just we'll refund your ticket.
We'll refund your tickets. That should show up in the next couple of days, which is.
But you don't want a refund. You want to go to the show.
And kind of what I said in the email that I sent you guys, like we had other plans. Like it is sad, and the core of the trip is gone,
right?
And that experience is completely dissipated. But there are people who came out for that show and nothing else.
Yep.
While we flew into Munich, in customs, I alluded to this in the email, there was a woman with her daughter who were telling the customs agents, like, what they're planning to do. And she says, we're going to the Taylor Swift show. And the daughter perks up. She's like, we are? And she's like, surprise, here, we're going to that. And she's like, I can't believe that you did it. This is so amazing. Thank you so much. And the aunt who was accompanying them was with us in line, and telling us, like, she's so excited. We pulled a lot of strings to make this happen. And I just think that little girl, and that was supposed to be a momentous thing that is just completely off the table.
Because at this point, you don't want your money back. You want to go to a show.
The experience.
Yeah.
And I not to pull, oh, woe is me, but just the idea of, like, being in the aquarium and hearing that, like, my wife died in a huge terror. I have a very paranoid brain that stuff like that
You
will
go
happen.
there. You go there. Yeah.
Every time, and I'm like, no, that's stupid. You don't think like that. And then stuff like this happens, and it confirms my biasy. And I have to come back and tell my dog what happened to her mom, and I'd have to explain ISIS to my dog, which nobody wants to do.
Biscuits is here in studio, by the way.
We ended up going to karaoke.
What is German karaoke like?
Lots of German songs I do not understand whatsoever. But they have English tunes, and I said, do you want to sing some Taylor Swift? She was like, no, I'm too sad. But other people were singing Taylor Swift.
Sure.
Of course.
And it kind of like rallied people a little bit, and there was this shared moment of, like, we're all sad. And And then I sang Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads, which doesn't work in karaoke as thought as I was, but as well as I thought it was going to happen.
You may find yourself...
The chorus, I think, kind of has like that backing track almost of like, and you have to sing all that by yourself.
Oh, it's not there?
It sounds like garbage, which I found.
Well, then you get the audience to help you.
Yeah, come on, everybody.
But yeah, that's what we ended up doing in morning, and
I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
So weird trip, super weird trip.
Well,
if you want to see photos of it, I posted it on my Instagram account,
which is what?
Nick Drools, NICKDROOLZ.
There you go.
There you go.
Lemonheads. It's a shame about Ray.
Isn't it, though?
If you know, you know. All right, let's see. Let's begin with, it's 7:24, and time now for Boner of the Day. These are 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, January 23, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
You can't buy it. You got to win it. The Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1. Go Elgses. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker is throwing her full support behind the Philadelphia Eagles this week. Just don't ask her how to spell it.
Huh?
The Eagles are now 1 win away from reaching this year's Super Bowl, with the Washington Commanders to come in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. It's been a season to remember so far for Nick Sirianni's team, who got past the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round at the weekend. But before that victory at Lincoln Financial Field, Ms. Parker, the mayor of Philadelphia, was seen trying to get Philly fans pumped for the game by starting off with their famous EAGLES chant. The only problem was she got the spelling horribly wrong. Let me hear you all sing, the Philly mayor, wearing a Kelly Green beanie and scarf, said during an outdoor news conference before shouting, ELGSES. Let's go, birds.
It wasn't just one letter wrong, it was a
several. Footage of Parker's embarrassing blunder only surfaced on social media this past week, yesterday, as a matter of fact. Fans were left in disbelief. She's the mayor, and she can't spell Eagles? This can't be real. Oh, here it is.
Today is essential. Thank you all so very much, and we now want to take some questions. Any? Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Yeah. Can't spell Eagles. The mayor of Philadelphia. Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. I'm pretty sure the bishop is a U.S. citizen. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt condemned the sermon delivered at President Trump's inauguration and demanded an apology from the bishop. During her sermon at the Washington National Cathedral following Trump's inauguration on Monday, Bishop Mary Ann Edgar Budd begged that the president have mercy on undocumented immigrants and LGBTQ people who may be targeted by Trump's policies and are scared about his return to office. Everybody there was shocked and mortified by the disturbing comments from this bishop who chose to weaponize the pulpit, said Leavitt.
She just said to be nice. That's all she said.
So the comments by that bishop yesterday were egregious, and she should apologize to President Trump for the lies that she told.
What
lies? Trump also demanded an apology from the bishop. On Tuesday, he went on Truth Social rant calling the sermon nasty and the bishop a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal immigrants that come to our country and kill people, many who are deposited from jails and mental institutions. It's a giant crime wave that's taking place in the U.S. Representative Mike Collins, Republican of Georgia, heavily criticized the comments made by the Reverend Budd. The person giving this sermon should be added to the deportation list, Representative Collins wrote. I'm pretty sure she's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
And all she said was,
be kind.
Kids are scared.
Yeah, kids are scared.
Have
Be
some
kind.
mercy.
Yeah, well, what lies did she tell?
Notice
I've seen several people say they were lies, and I don't see the lies.
Notice what the press secretary said. The bishop who chose to weaponize the pulpit.
Okay.
The word weaponized. Weaponized,
right.
weaponized.
Which is what most of these evangelical churches did during the entire election.
By the way, she was also attacked by most of the right-wing evangelical pastors.
Of course.
Boner candidate number 2. I'm pretty sure the bishop is a U.S. citizen.
When they do it, it's okay.
This is boner candidate number 3 in a minute. Uh-oh. A January 6th hostage is going to the clink again.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and Opinioendo. Brought to you by.
Brought to you by this season. Celebrate the vibrant, creative community of downtown Salt Lake at Gallivan Center. Experience the magic of Glow, featuring dozens of magical illuminated sculptures, or ice skate with a date or the whole family at the Gallivan Rink. Plan your visit at theblockslc.com.
Damn you, Netflix. Raising the price again. For most of its subscription levels, the company announced its most recent investor call. According to CNN and other outlets, the changes will increase the standard account with ads, to $7.99 a month, $1 difference, and its standard subscription without ads from $15.49 to $17.99 per month. The most premium subscription level, which includes 4K video quality, will increase to $24.99 a month. Boo, Netflix, boo. But I guess, you got to make a buck in this world, right? A portrait is beginning to emerge of the 17-year-old boy who opened fire at his Nashville high school yesterday, killing one student, wounding a second, and then killing himself. Solomon Henderson, who was armed with a pistol, fired multiple shots in the cafeteria at Antioch High School. Henderson confronted a 16-year-old girl in the cafeteria, shot and killed her. And then wounded another student, a 17-year-old boy. The suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head while he was in the cafeteria. The suspect rode the bus to school that morning, later went to the bathroom to retrieve his weapon. There are materials on the Internet that we're looking at in terms of motive, said officials. According to detailed analysis by Site Intelligence, the suspected shooter praised mass shooters and showed an affinity for extremist views. Online material allegedly written by Mr. Henderson detailed the individual's apparent far-right politics shaped by fringe online forums. Henderson was highly in fringe online communities, including several known Nazi venues. Across these sites in his writings, Henderson expressed admiration for the far-right and incel mass shooters. According to the intelligence group, Henderson claimed online that the school shooter in the Abundant Life Christian School attack in December, Samantha Rupnow, followed him on his Twitter account. Additionally, documents online allegedly written by Henderson detailed his admiration of Christchurch, New Zealand shooter Brenton Tarrant, the suspect in the Slovakian gay bar shooting in 2022, and other mass shooters, according to the site.
And there were resource officers
in the building.
2 of them in the That does not make this not happen.
Donald Trump orders repealing directives of expanding health care expanding health care access and options for lower-income and middle-class Americans. Within his 48 hours back in office, Trump signed several executive orders that threaten the health care of millions of people. Amid a flurry of executive orders, some of which were signed on live TV, the president issued several orders that repeal Biden-era directives that had expanded health care access and options for lower-income and middle-class Americans. Those orders are expected to affect the medical insurance coverage for upwards of 20 million people in the U.S. The previous administration has embedded deeply unpopular, inflationary, illegal, and radical practices within every agency and office of the federal government, Trump said, which referenced several health-related orders. The statement goes on to accuse diversity, equity, and inclusion policies of having corrupted institutions for Americans. Because you see, when we embrace diversity, when we embrace inclusion, when we embrace these things, that means that we care for our fellow citizens no matter what color they are or level of income they are.
Well, we can't have
that.
Well,
we can't have that. So we've got to get rid of all the DEI.
Yeah.
Because it's been causing us to take care of people.
Yeah.
Trump's actions will affect all aspects of the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, including eligibility requirements, federal subsidies, and enrollment deadlines, which determine when Americans can apply for insurance without repealing the act, which would take action from the U.S. Congress.
This is what you voted for, folks.
Okay. Let's see. And Trump advisors have been discussing ousting independent watchdogs at federal agencies.
This is what you voted for.
You know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
The so-called, what do they call them? Watchdogs.
Yeah.
There are watchdogs at federal agencies to make sure, keeping
following
spending,
the rules?
follow the rules, keep the spending in line. Don't award contracts to cronies.
Making sure the paperwork is done correctly.
The inspector generals.
The deep state.
Inspector generals can be fired by the president, but only after communicating a reason for the removal. Well, they're going to start looking at all of these inspectors generals, these IGs.
Yep, that's what you voted for.
Let's see. There's a bill to dump daylight saving time here in Utah. That bill has advanced. I'm glad we're getting on that.
Yeah, that's important.
Let's see. There is a loophole that apparently allows Utah lawmakers to become lobbyists right after leaving the legislature.
Not okay.
Days after wrapping up a 24-year run as a force in the Utah Senate, Kurt Bramble has filed to lobby the Utah legislature despite a law on the books since 2009 intended to prevent legislators from becoming revolving door lobbyists. Bramble said there is a provision in the law that allows him to represent clients through his accounting and business consulting firm, Bramble & Company, which he's owned for decades. If lobbying or government relations isn't your primary business, then there's an exception, Bramble said.
It's lobbying.
Really?
Yeah, it's not my primary business, so I can do a little lobbying.
It's a hobby lobby.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah.
If you will.
Salt Lake City police broke up an illegal gambling operation in the ballpark neighborhood. The department said the bust came after an extensive undercover investigation. They led illegal gambling was happening at the business My Pods, P-O-D-Z-Z. And revenue was ending up at Urban Pawn, a second business with the same owner. They had gambling machines. They discovered $56,000 in cash, some handguns, and a variety of illegal drugs. And this is good news. Some local restaurants are being nominated for James Beard Awards.
Oh, good.
Let's see. The Water Witch.
Oh, yeah, drinks.
Yeah, they were a semifinalist. They're a semifinalist in the 2025 James Beard Awards. Let's see who else. Saffron Valley.
Manoli's,
which is a small plate Greek restaurant on 9th South. They've been nominated. Who else? Water Witch I mentioned. Manoli's. Table X.
Oh, yeah, great bread.
Well,
they have good food, but they have great bread, really.
Andrew Fuller at Ochre.
Ochre's great.
He was nominated in the same category in 2023, so this is his second nomination.
That's where we went when I got a reprieve over the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
That's just down the street from my house.
Yeah, it's not far. It's walking distance.
I like that place. Well, it's walking distance for some people, not for me. Tupelo Park in Park City. Urban Hill, which is
good stuff.
I like. I haven't been to Urban Hill, but I've been to the one here downtown, which is Urban, whatever, Heaven. I think it is. So that's good news.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Oh, and an apology. Just drove by Thule Bakery, 7th South, 9th East. They're open at 8 a.m. Their second location, 15th and 15th, also open at 8 a.m. Thank you for that.
I thought they were still there.
Yeah. Weather is a very cold 19 right now, only going to get up to 33 for a high today. Next chance of snow looks like Friday night into Saturday, about a 60% chance. Not going to get a lot of snow, but we'll take any amount we can get, that's for sure. Traffic, let's see if anything is going on. Crash northbound I-15 mile plus 285, that's in Lehigh, off to the left shoulder. Crash eastbound SR-203, that's Harrison Boulevard, up in Weber County at Edgewood Drive. Crash westbound I-215 South 3rd West in Salt Lake. And a crash eastbound SR-201 Bangor Highway. That is also off to the right shoulder. Be unstoppable and adventurous with Bountiful Mazda. Lease your Mazda CX-30 for just $179 a month, or the CX-50 for $239 a month. Find out more at bmazda.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. A January 6th hostage is going to the clink again.
Who would have guessed?
A Florida man who was indicted for assaulting police officers, setting off an explosive device during the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, had his case dismissed after Trump issued a sweeping pardon for the rioters. But a day later, Daniel Charles Ball was arrested. He had a previous gun charge against him. Federal court records show he was charged with possession of a firearm and ammunition by a convicted felon on August 6, 2024.
So this is an old thing.
Well, not real old.
Yeah.
He was still a convicted rioter when this happened.
Okay.
You see, he was, and then they listed his past convictions as domestic violence, battery by strangulation, resisting law enforcement with violence and battery on a law enforcement officer. He has a history, in other words. And he was pardoned by Trump, but these charges are still valid.
Yeah.
And they arrested him immediately.
Good.
Boner candidate number 3. A January 6th hostage or patriot. He's going to go to the clink again.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, go Eagles. The mayor of Philadelphia, Sherelle Parker, who can't apparently spell the word Eagles when she was trying to do a cheer for the Philadelphia Eagles. Boner candidate number 2, I'm pretty sure the bishop is a U.S. citizen. This stupid representative from Georgia saying this Episcopal bishop, she ought to be deported for the comments she made at the inauguration. She can't be deported. She's a citizen, you dummy.
Mm-hmm. And what happened to free speech that you keep talking about?
And boner candidate number 3, January 6th hostage is probably going to the clink again.
Mm-hmm. All right. Time to call and vote for your boner, or, electronically vote for your boner. You need to decide. First of all, you have to pick the contestant that you think should win, the candidate that you think should win. Which one is the worst? Which one should be boner of the day? 1, 2, or 3? If you're voting via text, take the candidate number, the one that you think should win, put that digit, that single digit, in the message of a text, and then text it to 33986. Easy. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth right there, just like those people that are calling in now. 877-602-9696. She'll take your live voice votes. All right? Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, January 23, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your internet browser. It will appear. Click and vote. All right, we got our Real Housewives of Salt Lake update coming up. Beat Gina is on the way. Gurky is going to swing by. Right now, you got 5 minutes. Let's go. Let's vote. Boner of the day.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going anywhere, bub. Your job is to stay right here and play along with somebody's favorite game show, Beat Gina. I mean,
Johnny, if you don't mind, real quick,
yes.
we need Gina to say some words.
I'm sorry. There's a spot. You understand sponsorships and stuff, Johnny. I know you're about to read one as well.
I'll start again.
Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. Go to christopher'sut.com, located at 110 West Broadway.
Oh, no, you don't. You're not going anywhere, bub. Your job is to stay right here and play along with somebody's favorite game show, Beat Gina. I mean, somebody must have it as a favorite, right? I'm your announcer, Johnny Yola, and everyone agreed he was a nice chap. But somehow, no one ever had room for him. The car was already full when he needed a ride. The bridge table already arranged. A dance already promised. And then one day, he discovered his trouble. Why he never got any of these invitations. He had B.O. That's right, body odor. At once, he adopted a simple precaution, and now he's welcome everywhere. He knows the easy way to keep perspiration odorless. It's a risk we all run. People don't tell us when we're guilty of B.O. They merely avoid us. Remember, poors give off a quart of odor-causing waste daily, even on cool days. So adopt this easy, pleasant way to be safe. Wash and bathe with Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy's creamy, abundant antiseptic lather cleanses and purifies pores and ends every trace of B.O. And thousands of delighted women say, Lifebuoy is a wonderful complexion soap, too. Lifebuoy purifies. From Lever Brothers Company, Lifebuoy, the health soap, it stops body odor. And now, thousands of women and men, too, will tell you he's welcome anywhere, anytime. He's your Beat Gina host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Yola.
You're
Sorry about that rough start. That was my fault.
Well, that's all right.
All right. Anyway, the randomizer has chosen a contestant to play Beat Gina. Chrissy is on the phone. Hello, Chrissy. Let's get you in here.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, Chrissy. We're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. So let me get the coin toss app out. Heads or tails? Go ahead.
Tails.
Tails? All right. Let's see what the coin toss app says. Tails, Gina Barberi, as you can
Chrissy,
see.
you are one step closer to winning these tickets to see the Aces at the complex on October 21st.
All right.
Hey.
So the first question goes to Chrissy, which means she controls the question. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Chrissy, I will allow Gina to answer it correctly and steal the point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, if you beat Gina, you get those tickets to see the Aces. But if she beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
Donate $50 to a place of her choice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on then. Chrissy, the first, it's potpourri, leftover questions that I didn't get to from last week. So the subjects will vary. The first subject is Pokemon trivia, Chrissy. What does...
Okay.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What does Pokemon stand for? It means something. Is it 1, parents, we will take... All right, 7:48. It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by Falafel.
And explore the intersections of film, art, and music at Frame by Frame, February 1st from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Blocks Art District in Salt Lake. Frame by Frame celebrates the people, places, and stories that define Salt Lake City culture with live music, art installations, and more. For more information on this free community event, go to x96.com.
Well, there was solid voting for 2 of the candidates. I mean, just pretty solid. Boner candidate number 1, the Philadelphia mayor who can't spell Eagles, apparently. And Boner candidate number 3, the January 6th pardoned rioter who's now probably going to go back to jail for other gun charges and domestic violence charges. That very solid voting for that, but couldn't beat the people who are demanding an apology from the Episcopal bishop who gave a prayer at the inauguration. 275 votes.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that she's an American citizen. Boner candidate number 2 wins.
What's your Boner of the Day for today, January 23, 2025? Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided tomorrow by Dave Mattson. Dave the Flower Guy will come in here and tell us who Boner of the Week is at about 9:50.
I've got some information that probably you guys don't even know about Lights, Camera, Brunch coming up this Sunday.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Lights, Camera, Brunch at Squatters this Sunday. Remember, if you've got tickets, make sure you're there.
It's sold out. You can't buy tickets.
What time do the doors open?
10.
10 o'clock at Squatters Pub Brewery here in downtown, 147 West Broadway in downtown Salt Lake City. Make sure. Now, if you can't come, please give your tickets to somebody or sell them or something. But because we want a full house, and I think you're going to enjoy what we have going on here. First of all, it is now confirmed we are going to have a guest, Tony Vaianuku. He's a documentary filmmaker. He's been on our show before, but he's really an interesting guy, a fascinating guy. He's from Salt Lake. His first movie was, what was it called? It was about football. It was, I've got it here somewhere. It premiered at the Sundance, In Football We Trust.
Yeah.
It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival back in, I think, 2015 or something like that. But he also directed a documentary that was on Netflix. I think it's still there. Untold, The Girlfriend Who Didn't Exist.
Oh, Manti Te'o.
Yeah, I watched this.
Yeah, the Manti Te'o story about that the young guy who got catfished. Got catfished bad. Anyway, Tony is going to be with us on the panel. And he's an interesting guy. He's got some projects he wants to talk about. He's recently signed with a production company. And he's really done well for himself.
We like to highlight local folks that are working in the business.
He and his parents were immigrants. His father was from Tonga. His mother's from Holland. And Tony grew up here, graduated from Westminster, and he's an interesting guy. So he'll be with us. And then this, you'll recall Jeff Dixon has been on our show before. He's a screenwriter. He lives in Los Angeles with his wife and 2 daughters.
He's the horror writer?
Yeah.
He has a show on Apple, I think.
Yes, he does have it on Apple right now. It is called Current. I want to say it's Currents. It's a horror kind of animation from him. He wrote it with some other people, and I think DreamWorks produces it. It is on Apple TV right now. Well, Jeff and his family lost everything in the fire in L.A. Let me just tell you about his he had a condo there. He and his family, his 2 daughters grew up there, and everything is gone. Everything burned down. All of his memorabilia, all of the things that he's collected over the years, everything burned to the ground. Jeff and his wife were both from here, from Salt Lake, but he moved to L.A. 20 years ago, or a little less than 20 years ago, with hopes of becoming a screenwriter. Yeah. And he's done it. He's worked hard, and he has become a screenwriter. And he's always listened to our show, even though he left the area. His daughters, Bella and Ava, I want to say, is that right? Yeah. Bella and Ava are here going to the University of Utah. He writes a little bit about them to me. He said, both my girls are the rare born-in-L.A. breed. Since L.A. is such a city of transplants, they love to own the fact that they're L.A. girls through and through. But since both my wife and I grew up in Utah, we wanted to give them as much of the hometown vibe as we could, and that's how we ended up in Pacific Palisades, because the Palisades was basically L.A.'s Pleasantville. They both were Girl Scouts. They did theater at the local playhouse, headed down to the beach on occasion. They had a pretty normal, non-L.A. childhood, the same you would have anywhere else, only with Disneyland season passes and the occasional small role as a zombie in a horror video game. True story. At any rate, Bella and Ava, the daughters, they're here, and they're going to join us on the panel at Squatters. And I want to say one more thing about Jeff Dixon and his family. They have a GoFundMe because they lost everything. He said, I wish condo owners didn't get screwed so we didn't have to do something like this, but I do appreciate the love from everyone. It's helping bring back a bit of my faith in humanity. A warning to condo owners everywhere, check your insurance carefully.
Yes.
So if you want to help out Jeff Dixon and he and his wife are still down there trying to get things together, you can donate on GoFundMe. It's Restore Hope for Amy Dixon, Jeff Dixon, and family. And that's at GoFundMe.com. So there you go.
All right. Thank you.
Crash northbound I-15, milepost 285. This is in Lehigh, off to the left shoulder. Let me see if there's anything else. We've had a pretty good commute this morning so far, and you haven't sent anything in via text. But if you do see something, please let us know, and I will pass it along. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Thank you very much, KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We'll be back after these messages with Victoria and our Real Housewives of Salt Lake update on the way. Beat Gina coming up, and Gerke and news. It's a full hour on the way. Stand by for all of that. BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires is the team you trust to give you pizza.
What?
Pizza, Big O Tires and pizza, Papa Murphy's Pizza. If you buy 4 brand new tires from Big O, you will get free pizza for a year from Papa Murphy's. No gimmicks. It's free pizza for a year.
But it's only through the 26th. So here's what you should do. Go to BigOTires.com. Make your appointment. Just make sure you get in before the 26th. You can take advantage of this.
Yeah, it's a terrific deal from Big O. And Big O is where you go for your one-stop, shop for all your automotive needs. Shocks, struts, fluids, rotation of your tires, oil changes, brakes, pizza for a year, all of that stuff. Tires in service can be an unexpected expense. Big O is aware of that. So they offer financing good for any budget. So check them out. Big O has 50 locations, owned and operated, locally owned and operated. Go to bigotires.com for more.
Like Joey in Cottonwood did. He doesn't even live in Philadelphia, lives in Cottonwood, and he knows how to spell Eagles.
Cottonwood.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is this a sponsored feature?
It should be.
Okay, thank you.
Well, here she is from the Windy City. It's Victoria, and she's going to fill our heads with useless things about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
Bill, the Real Housewives, this is distraction from real life. Some people have sports, other people have reality TV.
I think the Real Housewives are part of the problem, not the solution. But what's going on? So we have a reunion show?
Yeah. So we have a real reunion show for Real Housewives of Salt Lake, and then we'll have a recap of Sold on Salt Lake right after that.
Okay.
So this is part one of the reunion. I also known as Let's Revisit and Rehash Issues from the season and maybe resolve some stuff with Andy Cohen.
Okay.
And so what we do is we all sit on couches and we yell at each other. So Lisa, Heather, and Meredith on one couch, and Angie, Mary, Bronwyn, Whitney are on the other couch. So couch position matters. Angie and Lisa are closest to Lisa, and sometimes the women will argue, well, who got to sit next to Andy? So anyway.
I would argue that. I'd want to sit next. I understand he smells delightful.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
And also you're closest to the tissues. In case you start crying, he can hand you the tissue box.
Okay.
And then part one ends with the husbands joining, so we don't get a full husband debrief, but I'm looking forward to more of that next week.
All right.
So I'm going to call reunion wins. Whitney, I'm really coming around to liking her more. And I don't know if she's just finding her way or I'm liking her, but anyway, I'm liking that. The fashion for this reunion was amazing. They've really struggled in Salt Lake. The first season, people compare or notice that some of their dresses came from David's Bridal. So we're working our way up in fashion.
Okay.
Mary did a great job. She said she is clocked in. And then I'm really liking how Whitney and Bronwyn's friendship is evolving. So there's things we're supposed to explore and discuss, but the main thing that ends up driving all the conversation are issues between Bronwyn and Lisa. And so one of the issues is, are they really friends? And so Bronwyn talks about how she thought they were close, and Lisa says they're just friends on a social level. And so Bronwyn admits that she had been chasing Lisa around all season, trying to get her approval. So as a highlight or a preview for our drinking game, you're going to take a drink each time someone says friend. There's also this big discussion around Bronwyn's jewelry, because we see Bronwyn and her husband looking at a $4 million necklace, which I guess is one of the most expensive things we've ever seen a housewife can say on a show. And so Lisa makes sure to share that the jeweler that was in Palm Springs reached out to her and told her that Bronwyn didn't buy anything, as a way to imply that Bronwyn doesn't really have money. And so it's this weird discussion about the text that she got. Angie and Whitney thinks this is very weird that this person reached out to Lisa, that Lisa's bringing this, because is it legit? What are their motivations? So that's what they end up talking about quite a bit.
So did they just go look at this $4 million necklace for show, or are they going to buy it, or would they buy it?
So that was the debate. And so what
do you think?
What ultimately happened, Bronwyn said they were going to have some jewelry made, and ultimately she didn't buy anything. But it did look like it was shown. I think that's what Lisa was trying to call her out on.
Yeah, okay.
Then the other big issue they discuss is this drama around Bronwyn's daughter. So we've talked about how Bronwyn got pregnant when she was young. She didn't end up with the baby daddy. The baby daddy died. She is estranged from the baby daddy's family. And so whether or not her daughter should have a relationship with the baby daddy family has been an issue. And so it turns out Lisa is friends with the baby daddy's family. And so she's gotten involved in this drama and been really advocating for the baby daddy's family. And so what happened, which I didn't realize until I saw the reunion, was on some after show, Lisa shares this information that the baby daddy's family thought that Bronwyn had a miscarriage, and they didn't even know that this daughter existed. I don't think this is true. I'm just putting that out there. I think there was a lot of bad stuff going on at the time, and judgment of Bronwyn of getting pregnant, and And so I think maybe they're rewriting history a little bit, but Lisa's all in on this story. And it's a really nasty accusation, right? That they lied and misled.
Hello?
Uh-oh, did we lose
Did we lose her?
Huh.
Oh, no.
I don't know what happened.
I'm just looking at some video of the Real Housewives reunion show, and one of the women, I don't know which one it is, looks like her dress looks like she was standing somewhere and a pile of curtains fell onto her.
Yeah.
That's Bronwyn.
Is that Bronwyn?
The big red dress?
Yeah, with the big...
Yeah, I got some audio here.
I asked production not to play those clips, if possible,
that you asked them that?
because I did not want to out that he had any other details that would be identifying. I wanted to be very careful what was said on camera about these people. In the 18 years I've had Gwen, I have never told a single person who this person is. I've never asked for money. I've never said anything to them. So I was very careful. But you and I had a very clear conversation. You are entitled to believe your friends if you want to, but you have been on TV for a long time, much longer than me. And you knew what going on the after show and repeating that I faked a miscarriage.
I never said you faked a miscarriage.
And you know how damaging that would be to me.
I didn't think of it as damaging to you.
I was here for my daughter.
Okay, so you get the idea. Yeah. There we go.
They're horrible.
Victoria's back.
All right, you're back. Victoria?
Or she's not.
Hello?
There
Hello?
she is.
Are you there?
Yeah,
She
we're
can't
having
hear us.
She can't hear us. We're having some issues here. This is really, I don't understand what's going
This
on.
has always been, this part of the Real Housewives is always, like, I think it's fine when there's, like, you know, drama between the women, but having kids involved, I like with Mary's son that had the drug problem, I was uncomfortable with that.
It's
and
all
having,
fair game, Gina. It's fair game.
I'm uncomfortable with the kids being
Are you back,
involved in
Victoria?
stuff.
Some reason suddenly people stopped being able to hear us.
Well, you know who you should blame, Gina, is Andy Cohen.
Yes.
I mean, this is all him. It really is. I mean, it's all him, and he eggs it on.
Yeah.
He
I
eggs it on, and he
think there's
loves it.
something about, you know, adults can do what adults do, but
I don't know.
Having kids involved and
anyway, sorry about that.
I'm looking at these women on this video, and I can't imagine any of them being a mother. So,
yeah, they're all horrible people.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't get to the.
And then the other show that Victoria likes to tell us about is Sold in SLC, and
It's about a real estate agency.
Yeah, last time we had her on, she's like, I want to see more houses, and that's what I would want to see. I want to see the cool houses that are in Utah.
Yeah, but if the
Can
house,
you hear me?
but
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Gina, if the children's houses are involved, that's where I draw the line on the real estate show.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. For some reason, you're in and out.
So
we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Sorry, Victoria.
Sorry.
Well, next week we will not have this figured out. I'm sure.
I'm sure it'll be the same.
Yeah.
Bless us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Sorry about that.
Victoria.
Bye.
Yeah, it's
We've been having phone issues all morning. So.
Yeah, something happened overnight, and
How about we have a drinking? Victoria always brings us a drinking game. How about we have one when we have technical problems? We take a drink.
I would be drunk all the time.
Although I do like this. Her drinking game was have a drink anytime somebody says backup dancer or pole. You can follow Victoria Judgy Empath on Instagram.
There we go. Thank you. Traffic.
Okay, we have a crash southbound I-15 at the 215 junction in Davis County, milepost 313. We also have a crash northbound SR 108, that's 35th West and 5600 South in Roy. Left lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15, milepost 285 in Lehigh. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can share it with us via text at 33986.
All right. Let's see. Beat Gina coming up after these messages. Maybe. If we're able to speak to people on the phone. I don't know what's going on, but there you go. Beat Gina on the way. What is our prize?
It's a good prize. I hope we were able to figure this out. 9 Inch Nails coming back August 14th to the Maverick Center. Tickets go on sale Wednesday, January 29th. You can find out more about the show at x96.com. This is win it before you can buy it situation.
All right. 877-602-9696 to get those 9-inch nails tickets. Beat Gina, it's Johnny Carson trivia because he died on this day. All right. Coming up, stand by for all of that. Pups SLC.
Yesterday, I had a lot to do, and I didn't have time to take Riley for a walk. So oftentimes when that happens, I like to take her to Pups for play date. And I have a package deal at Pups that includes special things like you get a free half day of daycare.
Oh, nice.
So yesterday, technically, I didn't even have to pay for anything. That was part of my package. It was great. Dropped her off. She came home exhausted. It was awesome. It's puppy season, so if anyone's looking for training programs, check out pupsslc.com for classes and private training. Or if you're looking for grooming, all their services are personalized to what your pup needs to be healthy and happy, like going slower during grooming for pups that need it, or having an emotional support human there to provide treats and love for the hard parts of that. They treat every dog like they're their own because that's what they'd want for their pup. Mention this ad, tell them you heard it from Gina or Radio from Hell or X96 or any of that. You'll get 10% off, 1123 East, 27th South, or go to Pups SLC.
Now, we were going to take your phone calls.
But the phones are terrible.
The phones are, they work.
They beep.
But you just get this beep in the middle of it. And we were told this was going to be fixed, but
it's taking longer than...
Still ain't.
Apparently the equipment to fix it is in the building.
That's what I
heard.
heard.
It is?
Or most of it. That's what I heard.
Oh, good to know.
So when it gets fixed, I don't know. But until it's fixed, and it may be fixed, and they just haven't told us. Who knows?
Yeah. But we've got some classic Radio from Hell stuff for you.
Now, I don't know for sure whether this is the sketch.
Okay. Space Elders.
And I wish Gina was here because it's her favorite line.
Oh, man.
In Space Elders.
All right. Well, let's find out.
So let me walk across the room and put it in the CD player.
Woohoo.
Well, this is engineering's way of making sure you get your exercise.
Yeah, you got to get your steps in, Carrie.
Yeah.
All right. So it's
okay. Now
it's reading. And here's the thing: the disc may be so old that the CD player doesn't read it. There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So it looks like it'll happen.
Now let me turn up the volume.
Okay.
And walk over here to press play.
You got this.
All right.
Well done.
Someday they'll invent remote starts.
Someday.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. Today, we find our elders standing outside the meeting chambers of the Jedi Council on Coruscant.
Well done, Qui-Gon Jinn.
There it is.
You and Obi-Wan are to return with Queen Amidala to Naboo.
If your attacker was indeed a Sith Lord, he will reveal himself again.
More you have for the Council, Qui-Gon? I sense you are not done with us.
I have found the Chosen One. He is from Earth, and I believe that it was the will of the Force that he and I meet.
Again with the prophecy.
And you believe this Earth boy to be the one who will bring balance to the Force?
The same you said about the Minok, and the Wookiee, and the Womp Rat, and the R5 unit.
I'll have you know that droid was strong in the ways of the Force. All I ask is that the Earth boy be tested.
On with it, get. Over sooner it will be.
Come in, my young Padawans.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Well, they are nearly full grown. They are too old to be trained.
Waste our time with them, you do. Prophecy they are not.
Listen to me. Lehi here is the Chosen One. Probe his mind. There isn't an evil thought to be found. Or any thought, period.
Hey.
I have had his blood tested. His levels are the highest ever recorded, even higher than Master Yoda's. Before you dismiss him, see for yourself.
Can this be? Is Lehi Christiansen the Chosen One who will restore balance to the Force? If he's too old to train as a Jedi, why did Luke Skywalker get to? And what's with the guy on the council with a blue balloon on his head? Tune in next time to hear Yoda say...
High his numbers are. Prophecy he may be.
Here, let me see that. His midi-chlorians barely register. You're looking at his cholesterol count, see? Man, Lehi, you should really watch what you eat.
Oh, I know. Oh, dang them Cinnabuns all the heck! On the next blood testing episode of Space Elders!
Somebody has texted and said, isn't that Bill with a funny voice? Isn't that just Bill with a funny voice? I'm not in that sketch at all.
Not at all.
I'm not.
No, that's actually Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, right. Well done, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Gina's favorite line from any
know why.
sketch that we did, and she's not here to hear it.
My license officially says solo on it.
It's, well, there you go. That's back when the Radio from Hell show was funny. Back in the day, a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things were really hard work.
Yes. I mean, I had only 4 tracks to work with, and doing the different voices, they were hard. We had to cut them on a separate thing and load them in as we went.
Yeah.
And then the music mix was difficult.
Yeah.
It sounded great.
It actually had quite the quality was very good.
And see, someone thinks that we had things like audio filters back then.
No.
To alter the voice, we just sped it up or slowed it down, or
I went like this.
Or just manually. We did it all manually.
Space Elders.
We didn't even have an echo. We just had to go Space Elders.
Did you just walk away, or
yeah?
Okay,
basically,
makes sense.
Yeah, he went like that,
so that the room echoed a little.
Beautiful.
Because there wasn't much soundproofing in that room.
No. Which, why do you want that in a recording studio?
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll dig through some other stuff. And
a classic. That was a classic.
And see what we got. This isn't on this day, isn't it, Gina?
It is. We got a birthday. It is the bass player for UB40. His name is Earl Falconer.
Really?
Which is a good name, I think. For
All right. So it's a combination on this day, and if you know, you know.
Yeah. He was born in 1959.
UB40, Rat in the Kitchen. All right. Is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
It should be.
It is not.
Well, I'll tell you what the prize is. That's a
okay,
big
that's
deal.
good.
X96 welcomes 9 Inch Nails August 14th, coming to the Maverick Center. Tickets are on sale Wednesday, January 29th. That means this is a win it before you can buy it. Go to x96.com for all of the information.
Well, it's time for Beat Gina, our clash of intellects. It will light up your radio in just a few moments. But first, we have to take care of some business. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, and I'd like to talk to the gardeners in our audience.
All right.
Did you know that radium makes things grow? Simply take a high-class fertilizer and add to it the radium element in just the right proportion, and you have the ideal plant food.
Does it?
It's Radium Brand Fertilizer, or RAF. Apply it according to directions, and your flowers will bloom more beautifully. Your vegetables will give greater yield.
No.
Your lawn will thrive. Your shrubbery will increase its foliage and bloom. Put up in handy packages for small users, 1 pound will fertilize 50 square feet of surface. Radium fertilizer. It's been tested on farms, in conservatories, and in gardens. And it has been discovered that where RAF was used, plants suffered less from soil parasites, especially cutworms. Order your Radium Brand fertilizer today. Only 50 cents for a 2-pound can. 207 Vanadium Building, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And now, here he is, great host, but radium doubter.
Yes.
Harry Jackson.
I am doubting radium.
Never.
I mean, I know it's there.
Never doubt radium.
I know it's there.
You know it exists.
I don't doubt that it exists. It's. Yeah.
Well,
it's
they used to use it on clock faces.
Well, I'm sure they did. Yeah, and they stopped.
It
too.
glows.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too expensive.
Well, my little baby Ben clock had those.
Yeah.
I credit that for why I got testicular cancer.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
The randomizer has picked a contestant. Looks like we'll be playing with Chandler. Chandler, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
Okay.
How do we do a show?
I don't know.
It was working earlier, and now
was.
it's not.
And now it's not. I'm sorry, Chandler. Let's go to Doug. Hi,
Doug?
Doug. Are you there?
Hello?
Okay. Well, Doug can play.
Hello?
Doug can't hear us.
Hello, I can't hear you guys. If you can hear me,
no.
This is Doug. Hello?
Well,
Hello?
Okay, how
I'm
about
here.
we
I
play?
can't hear you guys, though.
We play for.
I can hear the music.
you can hear the music.
You can hear me. I can hear the music, but not you guys.
How about that?
Shoot. Okay, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
But can you hear us now?
Yes, I can finally hear you guys.
Okay, I don't know why that suddenly changed. Midway through the show, suddenly it's changed.
Okay.
Well, let's play the game, shall we?
Okay, Chandler.
Doug.
Let's.
This is Doug.
This is Doug. Doug, sorry, Chandler. We'll give you another chance some other time. Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game. You call it heads or tails, please.
I will go with heads.
All right. Let's see what the coin toss says. Tails. I'm terribly sorry.
You're one step further away from winning these tickets to see 9 Inch Nails August 14th at the Maverick Center.
All right, Doug. Yeah, that's the way it goes. You won the coin toss. That means you go first. Gina goes first.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gina goes first, and that means that she gets this first question all to her own. It's multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Doug, I hope you were paying attention and can answer the question and steal the point away. So that's what'll happen. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. All right, here we go. First question. It's Johnny Carson trivia today because it's the anniversary of his death. First question for Gina. In 1962, who was the first guest on The Tonight Show?
Oh.
With Johnny Carson
Okay.
in 1962. Was it 1, Marlon Brando dressed in a bagel costume?
Could be.
2, Cheatsy and the Koopa Kids? 3, Doris Day, or 4, Groucho Marx?
Oh, I don't know. I'll say Groucho.
Groucho is correct.
That's a point for Gina. It's your turn, Doug, if you can hear us.
All right, Doug.
Yes, I can hear you.
Who was the very last guest
Oh, I know this one.
that he had on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson? Who was the last guest that he had? Was it 1, Jay Leno? Was it 2, Bette Midler? Was it 3, Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch? Or 4, Marlon Brando dressed in a bagel costume?
I'm going to guess number 1.
Jay Leno? I threw that in there to throw you off.
Gina.
Terribly sorry.
She was on, and she sang a song that made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
One for my baby, and one more for the road. Bette Midler.
Bette Midler is correct.
I was going to say Bette.
Well, always go with your instinct.
I said Jay Leno making you think it was a handoff, but there was no handoff when it
No.
came to Johnny. There was much contention.
It was 2 points. It's 2 points now for Gina. No points for Doug, but it is Doug's turn to answer a question.
Doug, in which medium did Johnny Carson begin his career after graduating from college? This is what he did right after college. What was his job? Was it 1? He was a 9-volt battery tester. You just, lick them. You ever done that, Doug?
No.
All right.
It makes your tongue tingle.
Tongue tingle. Is it 2, flavor master at Denny's? Was it 3, he got a job in radio? Or 4, he was a car salesman?
I'm going to say car salesman.
You think so?
No, Doug, sorry.
Terribly sorry.
It was radio.
He was a radio boy.
Our blessed radio.
Doug, you just got skunked.
Wow, that went quick.
That just seemed too obvious.
3-0. That's terrible.
Sorry.
But I have the feeling that Gina's going to give you the prize anyway.
Well, we were having technical difficulties. I am going to give you these 9 Inch Nails tickets anyway.
How about that?
Well, thank you so much.
Hang on the line. We'll tell you how to get this.
I've got to get home. I've got some batteries to test.
Go test them. Makes your tongue tingle. Yes. All right. Big Boy News now brought to you by.
Brought to you by why spend stupid prices for concert tickets when you can experience great live music for less at Salt Lake's coolest intimate venues? Check out Future Birds this Saturday, January 25th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets in the full lineup at thestateroompresents.com.
Well, we have, I believe, the full list of Oscar nominees now.
Oh, the full list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go through the ones that we didn't have before. Best Picture nomination.
All right.
Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, June Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I have seen what?
I've seen 2 of those.
I've seen one of them. I saw Dune.
Yeah, I
Part
saw
2.
Dune Part 2 and Conclave. Now, my wife saw Emilia Perez. She really liked that.
Best Actress, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Honora.
Mm-hmm.
I think she called it's Mikey, right?
I don't know.
She was on the she was the oldest daughter on Better Things. Good. What the?
Oh, her. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pretty. Yeah.
Demi Moore, The Substance, and Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here.
She won the Golden Globe for Best Actor.
Fernanda Torres did?
Yep.
Best Actor, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet, Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
Give it to him.
Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. Supporting actress, we mentioned that before.
Mm-hmm.
Monica Barbaro for Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande, Wicked, Felicity Jones, The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini, Conclave, and Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez. Supporting actor, the guy from Honora, Yura Borisov, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice.
So I watched A Real Pain over the weekend.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Kieran Culkin, good at what he does.
Yeah.
Which is Kieran Culkin.
Which is being Kieran Culkin.
So he's kind of
It's the same character that he played in Succession throughout this whole movie. I mean,
So you're saying that's not acting?
Kind of jumpy, neurotic kind of jumpy
I'm
guy.
saying he's good at that. So if you want to give him an award for that, yes, but I wouldn't, you know.
Best Director, Sean Baker for Honora, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, James Mangold, A Complete Unknown, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, and Coralie Fargeet, I think it is, for The Substance. And I think that's about all we need to know. Oh, original song. How about that?
Okay.
El Mal from Emilia Perez, The Journey from the 6888, whatever that is, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino from Emilia Perez, and Never Too Late by Elton John, Never Too Late.
Okay.
Okay.
We won't see any of those performances, though.
No. They're not going to do any of the performing of them. So how do we address child care crisis in Utah? Lawmakers, lawmakers, advocates, and parents spoke out about the changes they would like to see in the future. We will need multiple solutions because this issue is pretty big and comprehensive, said Senate Minority Leader Luz Escamilla.
God bless you, Luz. These are the things that the legislature needs to be working on.
Exactly.
Melanie Call, a mother of three, left the workforce 3 years ago to take care of her kids because she can't afford child care anymore. She said at one point she was paying nearly $35,000 for child care services every year.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It's
If
huge.
we care about Utah's economy, we want more women to have the option to work, and not just women, but anyone who has caregiver responsibilities, Call said. Call is one of thousands of mothers who are struggling to keep up with child care costs. I want them to show up for parents. They say they're so family-friendly, and this is a great place to have a family and to start a business, but how come it's easier to get a business license than secure child care?
Exactly.
She said. So Senator Escamilla is introducing two bills this year. One will focus on using state buildings as child care centers
Great idea.
at no cost,
Oh.
while partnering with businesses to provide child care services to families. So in other words, it would be a business that can provide you the child care people, and then they would be able to use a building at no
This
cost.
is a great idea.
Another bill would focus on investing in prenatal care and early education.
Amen. Yes, do these things,
Yes,
legislature.
these are things that need to be done.
Federal workers must return to the office full-time.
Why?
According to an executive order signed by President Trump on his first day in office, those workers will have to adjust other aspects of their lives. For many, child care will be the most significant adjustment. According to the Federal Reserve of St. Louis, 61% of workers in Utah are parents. 40% of that group have children ages 5 and younger. If those kinds of numbers hold up for Utah's federal civilian employees, there will be a need for a lot of child care, especially in northern Utah.
And we want you to have kids. We want you to have lots of them.
According to the numbers published in December by the Congressional Research Service, Utah has more than its share of federal civilian employees. The majority of those federal workers are north of Salt Lake. The Congressional Research Service focuses on congressional districts, and Utah's 1st District, which is home to Hill Air Force Base, and the IRS, has the majority of those workers, and many of them are working from home. And most of them are working from home partially because they have kids.
But you see, if you work at home, it really hurts my real estate value, of my office downtown.
Well, it shouldn't. Why don't you take that building and have a child care facility like we mentioned?
No,
in the
that
previous
would cost
story?
me money, and that's not going to happen.
As Trump enters his 3rd day in office, several executive orders are already kicking in. The so-called Gulf of America is now appearing in official documents.
Jesus.
The Coast Guard announced immediate action in support of executive orders. They are now saying that we patrol the Gulf of America.
Oh, God.
After Trump signed an executive order that could revoke U.S. citizenship for some children born in the U.S., a federal judge will hear a lawsuit filed by multiple states. U.S. District Judge John Kaufenauer has scheduled a hearing today to consider issuing a temporary restraining order against the Trump administration from enforcing that order. Kaufenauer is an appointee of former President Ronald Reagan. President Trump's executive order is scheduled to go into effect February 19th. Currently, virtually all children born in the U.S. are granted citizenship, regardless of their parents' immigration status.
Exactly.
The order would revoke citizenship for children of those in the U.S. illegally.
Somebody pointed out that our new Secretary of State. Why can't I think of his name? From Florida.
Yeah, him. Whatever. What about him?
Both of his parents were Cuban.
Oh.
Not citizens.
Little Marco.
Yeah, little Marco Rubio.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I thought you meant here in Utah.
He was born here to a non-citizen, so that would make him not a citizen.
Well, he got his.
He's grandfathered.
He's there
in.
already.
Yeah, he's grandfathered.
He got his, so don't worry about it.
A dog owner was eaten by her pet pug dogs after dying in her apartment.
Oh, my.
After being left to rot for a few days. The horrifying scene was discovered after Adriana Naegos' family members raised the alarm when they hadn't heard from her. Her body was found half-eaten in her apartment, while her beloved pugs, there are many pictures of her with these dogs that she adored, her beloved pugs lay next to her. The cause of her death is under investigation. No violence is thought to have happened, but the dog, well, I mean, she's probably not unhappy with this. She loved those dogs.
I'm sure
she
she's
died,
fine
and
with
she
it.
said,
Yeah.
rather than them dying of hunger, that she'd be happy probably that they ate her. But they always say, "Oh, dogs never do that. It's cats that do that." I think any animal will do it when they get hungry.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
All right. Sports weather, traffic.
Let's see. The Jazz tanked it again. This is the goal now. We want a high draft pick against Oklahoma City Thunder, 123-114. They will tank it Saturday against the Memphis Grizzlies. In college, Utah State Aggies men's basketball, they beat the Nevada Wolfpack 90-69, and the Utah men lost a terrible game to the Houston Cougars 70-36.
What?
Yeah. The women, the Utes, they beat the Kansas Jayhawks 79-61. And let's see, Utah Hockey Club is on the road tonight. Puck drops at 6 o'clock against the Minnesota Wild. Weather. Cold again today. It's just the same pattern we've been having. Going to have a high of 33 today, mostly sunny. Will be a little hazy, though. That air quality is kind of getting gunky. Next chance for a storm looks like Friday night into Saturday. About a 60% chance. We could see an inch or two here in the valley and maybe a foot up in the Cottonwoods. We're still very, very cold overnight, though. Lows in the teens all weekend long. Traffic, let me refresh this, make sure I give you the most up-to-date information. We have a crash northbound I-15 72nd south. That's milepost 297 off to the left shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 8th north in Orem. The right lane is closed there. Crash northbound I-15. This is in Lehigh, milepost 283. And let me check our message stream. That is where folks let us know what they're seeing on the roads. Nothing there, but you can, as always, text us what you're seeing at 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or hastergames.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We'll be back. Gerke is here after these messages. Stand by. Goldbacks.
If you're looking for ways to diversify and protect your wealth, and who isn't, then let's talk about goldbacks. Consider investing in goldbacks. Now, goldbacks, local currency made of 24-karat gold. There is actual gold in the currency, and that offers you a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. Goldbacks maintain their value because they are, in fact, made from real gold, and that will offer a natural resistance to inflation. As the price of gold increases, the price of your goldbacks, what they're worth, goes up too because, well, they're made of gold. And also you can get even more if you lease your goldbacks through a precious metals account and earn up to 3.5% annually on top of that, the price of gold going up. Shop and support local businesses. Over 800 of them will accept goldbacks. To exchange for goldbacks, visit alpinegold.com. That's alpinegold.com. Use the promo code radio. You'll get free shipping on orders of over $200.
have a funny bathroom story.
Okay.
A public bathroom story.
Okay.
And
All
Bill
right.
will like this because I tend to attract weirdos in public bathrooms. There was the incident years ago at a truck stop in Panguitch. We won't get into that one. I'll tell you that after. But so I'm going to the Duran Duran show. This is Saturday night, right?
Mhm.
So I'm at the Delta Center. There's like 20,000 people. It's sold out. Great show, by the way.
Okay.
But before Duran Duran goes on, I have to use the men's room. So I go and take care of my business. I'm at the sink washing my hands. Okay, and I see in the mirror a dude kind of looking at me, and I'm like, oh, he probably knows that I'm Todd Newcomb because kind of obvious. But I don't think he did. He's like, whoa, you got blue hair, man. It's like a blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle. Yeah, blue Skittle hair. And he's obviously had a couple of beverages, And I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, hey, great. And that was it. And I tell my wife that just happened, and then we go and we watch Duran Duran. So the next night, you're not going to believe this. The next night, it's The Cure. Okay. So we go to the Delta Center again.
Yeah.
And we're seated on a completely mirror opposite side of the arena.
Okay.
Totally different seats. And before The Cure goes on, and go do my thing in the men's room, and I go in there, and I'm at the sink again, and I'm not even kidding you. The same dude, I look in the mirror, and it's the same guy. Whoa, blue Skittle hair, you're here again, woo! And at that point, I high-fived him. We did a one-arm embrace, and I'm like, dude, we got to hang out. So 2 nights in a row.
So you made a date with a guy in a bathroom is what I'm
Yes,
getting from that.
apparently I did because of my blue hair. And I'm blue Skittle hair, at least in his book. But that's just the weirdest thing that 2 nights in a row.
It is odd.
Different crowd of people. I mean, a lot of people were there for both shows, but God, that was just bizarre.
I'm surprised he didn't know who you are.
I almost thought of saying,
Don't you know who I am?
I was going to say, yeah, the Bill already. But
he would have said,
and then I would have said,
he would have said, well, you're Bill Allred.
yes, and I would have totally owned that. And there you go. So that was weird. I also saw, like everyone, The Cure, there were more people that I recognized and that I knew and that knew me at The Cure show.
Van Duran Duran.
I bumped into our buddy Dallin Weeks from I Don't Know How, But They Found Me.
Oh, Dallin was there.
Yeah, he was there with his teenage daughter. She was seeing The Cure for the first time, and I thought that was cute.
My offspring went as well and bought a Cure tour T-shirt.
Yes,
and has been wearing it around town, and practically everywhere they go with my wife, they say, "Hey, you went to The Cure? How was it?" Everybody loves The Cure.
And it was a young, you had for The Cure, there were more young people there than Duran Duran by far. We were seated next to a couple of teenage girls, and I kind of leaned over, like, hey, have you ever seen The Cure before? She's like, no, we're new fans. And it was adorable because they knew all the songs. They were singing along to all of them, even the deep stuff that The Cure played. Yeah. And they just had a great time. And I leaned over to one of them because it was when Robert was dancing around during Close to Me. And I just love it when he dances because it's cute, the way Robert awkwardly dances. And she's like, oh, I know, he dances like my Nana.
Wait a minute.
Wears the same makeup.
Wait a minute.
Well.
Who said that? Who said that to you?
That was the teenagers sitting next to us.
Well, that might have been my offspring because they said to me, Robert Smith dances just like Nana.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my wife's mother. He does this kind of.
Well, all right. You'll have to compare notes.
Show me some photos.
Compare notes later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is this a sponsored feature,
It
Gina?
should be.
It should be.
Who's that journalist? The pickle guy. Gurky! Gurky! Radio from Hell on X96.
Well, he's news hound Robert Gurky. He's here to tell us what's going on. He's going up to the legislature in a minute, but you can read Gurky's stories in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. As a matter of fact, Bob, you wrote that story that I was referencing today about Bramble and being a lobbyist and all of that. Tell us about that.
I did. So in 2009, the legislature, in 2008, the former Speaker of the House lost his election, Greg Curtis. And then in 2009, just days after a stint in the legislature was over, he's registered as a lobbyist. And, that was, everybody recognized that wasn't a good thing to have happening, people cashing in and trading on their connections. And so in 2009, they enacted this cooling off period. So the governor, attorney general, and legislators have to wait a year after leaving office to register as a lobbyist. But Senator Bramble is an accountant, and he said he can register as a lobbyist on behalf of his accounting clients because there is a language in the bill, a loophole in the bill that says you don't have to register. You're not a lobbyist. It doesn't apply if lobbying is not your primary function. So he says he's an accountant. He's a business consultant. He might be consulting some people on issues before the legislature, but he says that's not lobbying. It's interesting to note his son is also a lobbyist. So, so if he's
a hobby lobbyist.
He's a hobby lobbyist. I thought that was a great term, and I'm going to steal that, by the way. So if he goes to a meeting with his son, he's consulting, and his son is lobbying, and they're meeting with a legislator, and that's how he can kind of get around this 1 year cooling off period. And it's created a little bit of consternation among the lobbying class. I think maybe they don't like the competition in part, but it also is, the intent of the bill was we don't want legislators leaving the chamber and going outside and lobbying and making money on their connections, which is exactly what
isn't there a federal period that senators and congressmen?
The federal level has something equivalent. I can't remember how long it is. There are 35 states. There used to be 36 states that have a ban on this, 1 to 2 years, depending on the state. But in Missouri, it got struck down by the court saying, people have a First Amendment right to petition the government, so you can't restrict that or else it's a First Amendment violation. So there is some gray area there. It was interesting to me in that story. I found out that Bramble, starting in 2019, was getting paid by the Kratom Association, which is this
that drug that
it's a dietary supplement that is supposed to help people with pain. It's a stimulant, it's a depressant, depending on how much you take. There were states that were looking to ban it. The Kratom Association came to him. He sponsored legislation here to keep it legal and put some regulations on it. It was the first in the country. And then over the next 4 years, they paid him over $1 million in consulting fees. And he went all around the country testifying before legislators as a state senator, not as a representative of the industry, saying, this is what we've done. I think you should do the same. This is safe. It's legal, yada, yada. And then none of that really got disclosed because it wasn't lobbying. It was, quote, unquote, consulting. So.
Kurt Kratom Bramble.
Yeah, Kurt Kratom Bramble.
This medicine will do whatever you want it to do.
So this is just sort of the standard games people play. He's not the only one. Robert Spendlove, who is a representative, also registered as a lobbyist this week. But he has worked for Zions Bank as a senior economist for a long time. He said he registered mostly because some of the economic work he does might be considered advocacy by people, and he didn't want to get into any gray areas, so he just registered for that purpose, he said.
What else is going on of note, do you think, at the legislature this year?
Oh boy, it's starting off pretty fast and furious. So the State of the Judiciary Committee, State of Judiciary speech that the Chief Justice came down, and usually is kind of a snooze. I mean, no offense to the Chief Justice, but it is. He really took on this. The legislature has the judges in their crosshairs. They want to make changes, term limits, or changing the retention process, or just basically trying to rein them in because the judges have
ruled against
both with the ballot initiative rulings last year. They blocked the abortion ban that they tried to put in place. They blocked the trans sports ban that they tried to put in place. And so they're frustrated with these liberal activist judges that the governor keeps appointing, and they want to kind of put some checks on them. And so that the Chief Justice came out and said, hey, look, we're a separate branch of government. We need to we'll disagree sometimes, but we need to respect each other's duties and so forth. So it didn't seem to really appease the legislators.
Oh, no.
There was not a whole lot of applause for that speech. They kind of took it a little personally, I think. So that's going to be ramping up. We were talking a little bit before we went on the air about some of the election reform stuff that's starting. A new bill dropped this week that would get rid of mail-in voting. And the thing about mail-in voting is Utah used to have one of the worst voter turnout rates in the country, even though, we like to think of ourselves as fairly civically minded and engaged, but we used to have one of the worst turnout rates in the country, and we put mail-in voting in place in 2014, and it shot up. I mean, we're not the top, but we're, in the top 10. And so, but, there was this audit that came out that found 5 questionable votes. Over the span of 3 elections that they looked at.
Over 3.
And so now the Speaker of the House is upset about that. He doesn't feel like mail-in voting is secure.
We need to tighten things up.
And so they're going to...
It's a leaky ship.
So Jefferson Burton's bill that came out yesterday you would have to sign up to do mail-in voting, and you wouldn't... Otherwise, you'd have to take it to a drop box, which again, the data shows that if you do that, more people are not going to vote.
Exactly, and that's what they want.
If you restrict the number of voters, that's the way they like it, because they can control that.
Exactly.
It's partly about how many people vote, but also which people vote.
And
if they can control which people vote, you can dictate or put your thumb on the scales in the outcome of the elections.
Jefferson, you know why you're doing this. Don't be disingenuous. We'd appreciate it if you just came right out and said, I'm all about voter suppression. Just say it.
There's voter ID bills that are being proposed this year. So the election process, we have had very few problems with elections, but I think there was a lot of smoke that was stirred up this year over this audit, and by Phil Lyman and company.
I have a suggestion. Here's how we fix it all.
Let's hear it. I'll take it.
Everybody has to vote in person and dip their finger into permanent purple ink, so that you could look, my finger is purple. That means I voted.
You might have some support for that out there. So yeah, it's gonna we've got 43 days left, so there's going to be plenty more.
I think they should. I think they should propose that.
Plenty more annex. I don't know if I tell them that they should do that. If I'm a lobbyist at that point, I may have to register.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So
Robert Gerke, Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com, and he brought us pastries. What a nice reporter.
Yeah, they're not beignets. I did my best. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully they're adequate.
Unnecessary.
Thanks for going to the legislature so we don't have to.
Good luck. All right, thanks, guys.
Try to keep your soul.
Southbound I-15 Center Street, there's a crash blocking 3 right lanes. Expect heavy congestion through that area. Crash northbound I-15 72nd South, milepost 297. And looks like that's about it. If you see something, please text it to us, 33986. Clark Planetarium proudly presents Living Worlds, now playing in the Hanson Dome Theater. Explore Earth's co-evolution with life, journey through space and time, discover how we can find living worlds beyond. Don't miss this stunning film.
All right, so we've got some messages, a song, which is on vinyl, by the way. Coming up, stand by for that. Right after that song, it's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win the prize. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. It's easy if you were listening. If you weren't listening, you could guess, but you might as well cheat. Go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting, January 23, 2025. Click on there, and it'll say winner next to the winner. That's the answer to the question we're going to ask you. What is the prize?
The prize is tickets to see Shinedown with special guests Bush and Morgan Wade August 11th at the Maverick Center.
All right, Shinedown tickets, 877-602-9696 after some messages and a song. Let's see. It's randlife.com/x96.
Have I ever mentioned Rand Life to you guys?
Tell me a little bit more about it.
I'm not sure if I've talked about this much, but
Rand Life, refresh my memory.
Well, they're a mortgage company, a local mortgage company, and they've been my mortgagee, mortgagor, I guess you would say, and they are. I've always had great experience with them. They're just everything works smoothly, and Rand Life can help you get a new home, get a mortgage that you want. They have some rates at 3.25%, which is amazing, an adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans, 3 and That's 3.25%. That means you can probably get a nicer house than you have, nicer neighborhood, maybe a better kitchen. But don't worry, turn your dream into an address with Ran Life. Visit ranlife.com/X96 to learn more. That's ranlife.com/X96. Let Ran Life help you unlock the door to your perfect home.
Well, the questions for this game show have been thoroughly researched for accuracy. Unfortunately, the answers have not been researched for accuracy. But that won't stop us from plowing ahead with another poorly thought out edition of Beat Gina. It's the perfect game show for people who don't have a clue about what's going on. I'm Johnny Ola, the booth announcer for Beat Gina, and you know, just because you act your age doesn't mean you have to look your age. The longer you play on this planet, the more it can show. But now, there's a product to help you restore a youthful tone to your face. Introducing Rejuvenique Facial Toning System.
Wow, I need this.
The Rejuvenique mask electrically stimulates the small muscles in your face to help eradicate lines and tone sagging or puffy skin. The system includes a custom control module, connecting cable, headband, and step-by-step instructions and video. It's said that when the mask is in use, it feels like millions of ants crawling across your face. That's how you know it's working.
That's not good.
The Rejuvenique Facial Toning System. Just $179.99 plus shipping and handling. Supplies are limited. Order yours today. And now, here's a man who's never had to worry about losing his looks. He's as fresh-faced and clear-eyed as the day I met him 35 years ago. Your host, Terry Jackson.
Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, the randomizer has picked your contestant. Gina, you'll be playing against Bob today.
Bob.
Are you there, Bob?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, Bob, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. If you call it correctly, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. It is heads.
Oh, Bob, you're one step closer to winning these before you could even buy them. It's Glass Animals tickets. They're coming September 5th to the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m., by the way.
All right, Bob, because of meetings yesterday, we're using leftover questions, so they're going to jump all over the place. Different subjects and all of that. But you get the first question. It is for you to answer exclusively. If you get it correct, you get the point. If not, I'll let Gina answer it. She may steal your point away. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. And if you win, you get those tickets. But if not, what are you prepared to do in Gina's name?
I'm going to donate $25 to the local animal shelter.
Very good. All right. Leftover questions. First question, Bob. Godfather Part 2 trivia. In The Godfather Part 2, the musical play performed in the film, Senza Mama, was an actual early 20th century play composed by who? Is it 1, Sam Tietz Battaglia, 2, Angelo Quack Quack Ruggiero, 3, Antonio Vivaldi, or 4, Francesca Pennio, Francis Ford Coppola's grandfather?
I'm going to guess 3. I have no idea.
Vivaldi. Oh, well, you know.
All right, Gina, chance to steal.
I will go with grandfather.
That is correct.
There's a point for Gina.
All right.
And she controls the question. This is looking rather grim, Bob.
Oh, Bob, I'm sorry. Let's see. Twilight trivia.
All right.
Leftover Twilight trivia. Here we go. In Twilight New Moon, just before Jacob almost kisses Bella, he says, Kawap Kilati, which means in the Quiolete native language, what?
Okay.
Is it 1? You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yes.
2, nobody gets out of here until that poo-poo platter is paid for. 3, stay with me forever. Or 4, love lies bleeding.
Stay with me forever.
Very good. That's 2 points for Gina.
Oh, boy.
We go back to Bob, who ain't got none.
Bob? Okay, here we go. In Twilight New Moon is whose favorite book in the Twilight series? Of these 4 people,
okay,
whose favorite book is this? Is it 1, Robert Pattinson's, 2, Kristen Stewart's, 3, Sean Hannity's, or 4, Mike Lee's?
Let's say Robert Pattinson.
There you go. You got a point.
You're in it, Bob, barely, because we go back to Gina. She's got 2 points. You have 1. If Gina gets this correct, she will win the game.
All right, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to the Marvel Netflix TV show.
Okay.
Luke Cage's bar is the same filming location as what?
Okay.
1, the 10 Forward Lounge from Star Trek The Next Generation. 2, the Regal Beagle Bistro from Three's Company. 3, Sal's Famous Pizzeria from Do the Right Thing. Or 4, the Rosato Brothers Bar from The Godfather Part 2.
I'm going Do the Right Thing. No?
No.
Oh.
Well, Bob, you could be back in it here if you got the right.
Bob?
Oh, Bob.
Oh, no, did we
lose Bob?
He was right there.
He was right
Bob.
there. I haven't touched anything. Bob?
Oh, man.
Now, what do we do? This has never happened.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Bob, are you
Bob,
there?
hi. Bob
He can't
cannot
hear us all of a sudden.
Why can't he hear us all of a sudden?
The phones have gone completely off the hook.
Tell you what, let's just give Bob the prize. and
Okay,
call it a
yeah.
night.
Give Bob the prize.
Yeah,
Katie,
see-
maybe you can talk to him
see
in
if you
there?
can speak to him. He
Yes.
was well on his way to earning it.
Yes,
back.
I'm out of here.
Oh.
I've got an appointment to have some electrodes hooked up to my vitals.
There we go. Well,
What was the answer? We should give the answer to that one, though. People are going to
that one
want to
was
know.
the Godfather Part 2, the Rosato Brothers Bar.
Oh.
Godfather Part 2. All right.
Business as Usual album went to #1 on the charts.
You mean this album?
Yes.
Album?
Yes, that one.
Which is what we played it from?
Nice.
Is it time for the boner recap?
If you'd like it.
Now, so we have a prize, so I hope we can get somebody on the line.
Let's see. X96 welcomes Shine Down with special guests Bush and Morgan Wade August 11th at the Maverick Center. This is another win it before you can buy it, by the way. Tickets don't go on sale till tomorrow. For ticket links and all the information, you can go to x96.com.
All right. Well, Matt is here.
Who?
Matt.
Matt. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
And you can hear us. How about that? Congratulations, Matt. You win. No,
you got to play the game first.
Yeah, you got to do the boner recap first. Did you hear the boners earlier, Matt?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you know who won. We'll just run through them very quickly, and then you'll be able to claim your prize and be on your merry way whistling a happy tune. Boner candidate.
Perfect.
Okay, boner candidate number 1 was Go Elgis's. It's the mayor of Philadelphia trying to do a Philadelphia Eagles cheer, but she couldn't spell Eagles. You know, it's E-A-G-L-E-S, but she went E-L-G-S-E-S, go Birds. It was cold. She was cold. That's what it was. There was boner candidate number 2. I'm pretty sure the bishop is a U.S. citizen. The White House and Donald Trump have demanded an apology from Episcopal Bishop Marianne Edgar Budd because she kindly asked during her was it an invocation or a benediction? I don't remember which, but her prayer at the inauguration. Can we just treat LGBTQ people and immigrants? Can we treat them with kindness, please?
You mean as Jesus would say?
Yeah, that kind of thing. They said everybody was shocked and mortified by those disturbing comments, trying to weaponize the pulpit. And a representative from Georgia, what's his name? Stupid.
Yeah, that's his name.
His name is Stupid. Said, I think we should deport her. She's an American citizen, you moron.
And if you want evidence of weaponizing the pulpit, we can point to quite a few of them.
And then boner
just
candidate.
asking you to be nice.
Yeah, she was asking you to be kind.
Boner candidate number 3 was, January 6th hostage, a January 6th patriot, going to the clink again. A guy in Florida, Daniel Charles Bell, he got his pardon from Donald Trump, and he was pretty bad at the riot at Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
At the Capitol. He beat up a cop or beat on a cop and destroyed property, and he had weapons with him. But he's got his pardon. But he's still facing charges for other gun-related things and domestic violence and a bunch of other things. So. All right. Which one, Matt, was the winner?
Number 2.
It was, in fact, number 2. Like 200 and something votes. It was really overwhelming. Congratulations. You're going to go see Bush and Shine Down. Shine Down's still around. That'll be an interesting show to see. Hang on, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome. Hang on. Katie will tell you how to get your tickets.
You got to get that. All right. Let's see. 12 minutes after 9. We got some big boy news coming up. Folks from Squatters swinging by.
Oh, and in honor of Lights Camera Brunch, which is coming up this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it this Sunday?
Yeah.
It is this Sunday.
I'll be there, I think. I'm pretty sure.
As of now?
Yeah, as of now, I will be there.
Things can happen?
Those are the plans.
Well, things do happen. I missed one year.
Things have happened.
What, was I sick?
I think you had the COVID.
Did I have the COVID the year I missed?
Mm-hmm.
I've had that twice, I think.
The vid.
I don't
Still
remember
never
exactly
had
when. You still never.
By the way, can I
Which
just
is
say
weird.
right now?
Yeah.
I feel fine.
Just fine.
I'm fine. I will get sick again at some point.
Uh-huh.
I have not been sick in years, and I'm just preemptively telling both of you, when I get sick, I don't want, Gina always gets sick, because I haven't been sick.
That's true. It has been a while.
No, you've had you did have a spate of accidents and illnesses that.
But I have not, and Mohammed's been sick. He has pneumonia. I had to take him to the doctor the other day with pneumonia. I have not gotten sick. Knock on everything.
I was just saying to my wife the other day, it's so frustrating to me because I've had physical ailments for a while now. You know,
back stuff, foot stuff.
My back, and my all of that kind of crap. And I used to be the most hale, hearty. I never got sick. I seldom had a cold. You know, nothing. And then.
I don't know if it really is like the COVID habits that have helped me not get
Could be.
I'm sure I wash my hands more than I used to. I
avoid
situations.
I get home from work every day. I wash my hands immediately when I get in the door.
I wash my hands as soon as I leave the studio. I will go wash my hands, and I wash my hands before I leave.
Oh, that's what you're doing in there.
Yeah,
and
I wash my hands several times a day, and that's all
helps.
COVID. And I haven't gotten sick in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, what are you doing in there? I'm washing my hands
again.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back with some big boy news after these. right, 9:19, and it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by...
Buy a set of 4 select tires from Big O Tires now through the 26th of January and get free Papa Murphy's Pizza for a year. It's a great deal any way you slice it, only at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires.
I got great news. You remember the drink Slice?
Yes.
It's coming back.
Where's it been?
Slice has not been on the market for 15 years.
God, I'm confused.
Now, Slice, when it was introduced by Pepsi,
Yes.
and it was supposed to be a
7-Up,
Sprite, particularly,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
attacking Sprite, and their big claim to fame, Slice had real fruit juice in it.
Wow.
I
A
remember.
whopping 10%.
I remember that.
Whereas Sprite doesn't have any. The lemon lime flavor was followed by orange, strawberry, pineapple, fruit punch, and grape. The soft drink's memorable campaign slogan was, "We got the juice."
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, Pepsi got rid of the juice and they got rid of Slice.
Okay.
And they sold the name of Slice to another company,
Oh, so this
To-
isn't Pepsi anymore.
Suja Life. And now the brand is getting new life and a new purpose. It's no longer just a soft drink. Slice now contains Gutsy Blend, a digestive supporting blend with probiotics to feed good gut bacteria. And
Wait a minute, it's healthy?
Yeah.
No, this isn't
This
Slice.
isn't Slice
then.
anymore, yeah.
Well, Slice was supposed to be sort of healthy because it had real fruit juice in it. Slice drinkers back then who thought
They
10%
felt it was healthy.
who thought 10% fruit juice made it a health drink could have seen this twist coming. Slice is now in the category of drinks known as functional drinks like kombucha, sports drinks, and plant milk.
Okay, now I'm confused. What happened to Sierra Mist and what happened to Starry?
we're-
Remember, Starry
Yeah,
just started
yeah.
up.
We're not
Aren't they all lemon lime?
we're not addressing that in this story. We don't know. The jury is still out though on whether the new Slice will catch on or not.
I'll
But
take
I'm-
7-Up. then.
I'm guessing it won't catch on. And let's see what else we've got. I would just, earlier we had that story about Post Malone, and he's teamed up now with Oreos.
Those cookies sound great.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oreos is owned by, and I just looked this up, is owned by the Mondelez International Company. Do you know what Mondelez is? It used to be Kraft.
Yes.
I had no idea. Mondelez International portfolio includes several billion-dollar components, among them cookie, cracker, and candy brands Belvita, Chips Ahoy, Oreo, Ritz, Tuck, T-U-C, Triscuits, Nabisco, Sour Patch Kids, Peak Freens, whatever that is, chocolate milk brands Milka, Cote d'Or, Toblerone, Cadbury.
They own everything.
They own Fry's, Gum, Cough Drops, Trident, Dentine, Chiclets, Halls, Stride, and Tate's Bake Shop cookies.
I mean, really.
And they also own Tang.
In the not too distant future, they're going to be like 3 companies that own everything.
Well, yeah.
That'll make it more convenient.
Especially with the Republicans in charge. They're not going to enforce antitrust unless it's an evil liberal media corporation.
Warner Brothers CNN plans to lay off hundreds of employees today as it refocuses the business around a global digital audience. According to people familiar with the matter, the layoffs come
This is David Zaslav.
as CNN is rearranging its linear TV lineup and building out digital subscription products. Ryan Seacrest, oh my, did he take a tumble? He was on the Wheel of Fortune. He was seen
Is he
taking
riding on the Wheel of Fortune?
He was seen taking a hard fall on the Wheel of Fortune set after a contestant. It was this big guy who was so excited that he runs up and he starts, jumping up and down and hugging Ryan, and he knocked him on his ass.
Jeez.
He grimaced in pain after the tumble.
He should be disqualified.
He caused panic from the player, who repeatedly he said, "Oh my God, are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be okay? I'm sorry." The guy won like $49,000 on Wheel of Fortune.
Listen,
and
Ryan is fragile.
Yeah.
All right, don't hug him.
It looks like he's going to be okay.
And he works his fingers to the bone.
I thought you were telling me he was falling asleep because of all of his jobs.
You know who's really fragile? Judi Dench.
Oh.
The actor was diagnosed with macular degeneration in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's something we have in common. She's struggled to see on film sets and learn her lines. She says she can no longer go to events or go out alone because her deteriorating eyesight, she needs someone to always be with her or she will fall over.
Oh, that's sad.
She said, I can't walk anywhere. She's 90. She said, I sometimes somebody has to be with me at all times. I have to now because I can't see, and I will walk into something or I'll just fall over. Oh, tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. I know this person very well. I mean, his work. Jules Pfeiffer. You know Jules Pfeiffer?
I don't. The name doesn't sound familiar, but I feel like you're going to tell me, and I'm going to go, oh, that guy.
95 years old. He was a Pulitzer Prize-winning artist and writer. His wife, J.Z. Holden, confirmed his death to the Washington Post. Pfeiffer was known for his weekly comic strip in The Village Voice called Pfeiffer. And I read The Village Voice religiously for many years, every week. It was a weekly publication. It was a fixture throughout the late 50s and until 1977, and syndication meant that his cartoons appeared everywhere, New Yorker, Esquire, The Observer, and he also wrote a play, which I was in, a production of that. Oh, Dad, Poor Dad, Mom's Hung You in the Closet, and I'm Feeling So Sad.
What was your role in
I was
that?
Dad, hanging in the closet.
So you didn't have any lines?
No, I was Dad. My only part of it was at the end of the play. This kid and this girl were about to have sex on a bed, and the closet is kind of over the bed, and the door comes open, and the dead dad falls out onto the top of the two kids who are about to have sex, and ruins the moment because, well, he's a corpse.
So your whole job was ruining the moment.
Yeah. He also illustrated the children's novel The Phantom Toll Booth. Have you ever come across that? It's a classic of children's literature. And, he wrote Little Murders. I was in that. I don't think he wrote Oh, Dad, Poor Dad. He wrote Little Murders. I was in Little Murders, too. I played Kenny, a kid who was addicted to pornography.
Oh.
He also wrote the screenplay for Carnal Knowledge and for Popeye, Robert Altman's Popeye. Guy Pearce says the greatest love of his life, his ex-wife.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, he says, I've moved on, but my greatest love was my ex-wife.
Is she dead? Or?
No, they're separate.
Did you screw that up? Is that what happened?
He doesn't say. I don't know what the circumstances were, but there's a couple of questions they ask him that are kind of interesting. Says, if you could bring something extinct back to life, to Guy Pearce, what would you choose? He said John Lennon.
Okay.
Well, that was interesting. So let's see. What else do we have here? Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
They have a lawsuit against Universal Music Group, $200 million lawsuit, but it's facing hurdles as a federal judge has denied the band's demand to void its contract with the company months after the group first sued over allegations of hundreds of millions of dollars in unpaid royalties. But they said, and we want to be released from any contract with them. The judge says, no, you signed a contract, you have to stay there. Benedict Cumberbatch is recounting a harrowing experience he had 20 years ago. Speaking with Variety, he spoke about how he was once abducted and held for hours in South Africa while in the country filming a BBC miniseries. It gave me a sense of time, but not necessarily a good one, he said. It made me impatient to live a life less ordinary, and I'm still dealing with that impatience. Cumberbatch and his friends went diving, and they had a tire blowout while driving back. While stranded, they were kidnapped by 6 men who robbed the group and then forced them to drive around for hours and then left them tied up outside before fleeing.
Really?
Yeah. He said the near-death experience turbo-fueled his desire to engage in hobbies that some might deem high risk, like skydiving. Sting. Uh-oh.
What?
Well, Gordon's...
Is he fine? Is he just fine?
No, he's not.
What's wrong?
He's announced that he will be postponing multiple concerts and an award show appearance on the advice of doctors due to illness.
What illness?
Well, he's not being very forthcoming about that.
Let's just say that I have a hitch in my get along.
Yeah, he's not. He says.
Yeah, they're not saying.
They're
that's
not saying,
good
which
when
is
they're
not
not
good.
saying.
No.
Saying.
Toby Myers. He's a bass player for John Mellencamp's band. Longtime bass player, has died. He was 75. Black Sabbath is going to be bestowed with Birmingham, England's Freedom of the City Award. The founding members are set to be honored with the Freedom of the City Award by the Birmingham City Council. The legendary band, originally comprising Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, they formed in the Birmingham suburb of Aston in 1968. They will be honored for their service to their hometown.
For their service.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
These are people that parents were frightened
Exactly.
of. Now they're being honored for
I was
their
going to say,
service.
I need to get a hold of my seminary teacher, Brother Huntington, to ask him what he thinks of this.
For their service.
Because it was the devil's music.
Oh, Carrie, I've become a Black Sabbath fan over the years. They're wonderful. I'm sorry I ever said that.
Yes.
I think that's about.
That's good enough.
That's about all I have.
All right. Weather?
It's cold.
Yes.
22 right now. Only going to get up to 33 for a high. I was looking at Huntsville weather. It's -4 there this morning.
Ew.
So cold. Next chance for snow looks like Friday night into Saturday. Down here in the valleys, we could see an inch or two, about a foot planned for the mountains. But we stay very cold. Highs only in the low 30s, overnight lows in the teens. That's weather.
All right. Thank you very much. Brunch.
Lights, Camera Brunch.
Is on Sunday.
Sunday, and it's at Squatters Pub Brewery here in downtown Salt Lake, 147 West Broadway in
Nice.
downtown Salt Lake City. And Rick Seven is with us. Rick is, what, you do marketing? Is that what
Yeah, I guess I'm called the brand manager, marketing
Brand
manager. I mean, whatever they need, I do it. for them.
So we're going to have a good time. The brunch is sold out, and I have been really impressed how you guys handle everything in terms of the food is top notch.
Well, thank you.
The
Thank you.
service is great, and we'll have an open bar that opens at 11.
10:30, I believe.
10:30.
10:30 on weekends is
Yeah.
when we get to start
Excellent.
serving.
So it's sold out. So if you have tickets and you can't use them, give them to somebody.
Yeah.
We'd hate to have a single seat not filled.
If you're watching on the YouTube channel, this is the commemorative glass that you're going to be getting. I put paper in there so you can see the print. But
Yeah.
that's an interesting shape. It's
Yeah.
almost like a goblet kind
Right. It's still a pint glass. It's 16 ounces of beer.
That's
but
16
That's
ounces.
16 ounces, yeah.
I think what that's designed to be is put in your cup holder. That's what that's.
Oh.
Yes. So you can
look at that
You know, it's- yeah. When you're parked in your garage. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So, and I'm wearing a new Squatters hat. This is your new. This is pretty rare for me wearing a ball cap.
You look good in it, man. You look good. So, yeah, it's Squatters Corner Pub. So we opened up a new Squatters location, same menu, same atmosphere, but it's in West Valley City at Valley Fair Mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a great location, and West Valley's been very underserved by the beer, the brew pubs and the breweries.
Yeah,
so.
that's. I guess. Yeah, I
So,
can't think of
and
anything.
the population's growing. It's one of the most diverse in the city, so it's pretty awesome. So.
And then you brought in a whole bunch of different beers. This is. I like this. This is in a what they call a crowler. This is a can that's you can screw the top off and put the lid back on.
Yep, I couldn't bring Jason Stock, the brewmaster, so I brought the next best thing, his beers. He sends his regrets and his beers. But yeah, European vacation, he actually went over to Czechoslovakia, toured around, and fell in love with the beers, so came back and he brewed his own version of it.
I'm going to take this home to my wife. She loves this kind
Now,
of
now,
pilsners.
of course, this one's my favorite. The Big U.
The Big U Pilsner, yep. I like that's the Ubermensch, we call it. The Ubermensch of Pilsners. It's a German style Pilsner. And well, speaking of beer, so Jason has always been not really open to brewing sours, but for the first time ever, he actually brewed a blackberry sour. And he calls it Glinda's Blackberry Sour, which I think is after Wicked. I haven't
That's a
seen the
Wicked
movie.
thing.
But,
The good witch is Glinda.
Glinda. And I've had this, though. It's delicious. It's really, really good.
So we'll have a lot of this available on Sunday.
Yeah, all of it's available. It's
All
on
of it
tap.
will be
Yep,
available?
Yep, and it's upstairs in our loft. You guys have been up there, and we've actually just remodeled it. It's now there's a little couch area, a little sitting area. The bar has been moved to the center, so
really?
The service is going to be much quicker at the bar. So you can drink a whole lot more.
Oh, that's
with
that's very
responsibly.
important.
That's
Drink
important.
responsibly.
That's
yes.
important.
So you have mimosas up there, and
nice.
Well, I'll get one of those on Sunday. I think.
We're looking forward to it. It's great fun for us every year to do this.
Yes.
We've got a couple of guests. We have a documentary filmmaker, Tony Vianuku, coming, and a couple of special guests who have a direct connection to the fires in L.A. We're keeping it kind of secret, but we'll be talking to them at the brunch and doing our podcast.
We'll be playing Beat Gina live while we're there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And drinking some of this beer, and cocktails are available as well.
Cocktails are available, and I know Mountain West has come out with a new sparkling rosé. We have that there as well. It's actually delicious. So yeah, full bar, mimosas, beers, and then of course the buffet you mentioned, which is always good, always delicious.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. A lot of times you do go to a buffet and it's like, but the one we have every year at Squatters is excellent.
Now, if you're hearing all this and going, man, I didn't get tickets and I'm not going, you can plan for next year. But Squatters always does brunch. This isn't just a special thing for us this week. So,
Yeah, and actually we do breakfast now. So we're open at 9 o'clock on Saturdays, Sundays. So if you like to get up early, I do not, but some people do.
Yeah.
Come to it's delicious food. I mean, it's some of the best breakfast food I've had.
It's all at Squatters Pub Brewery, 147 West Broadway, downtown Salt Lake. The new one, what's it called? Corner?
Squatters Corner Pub, yep, and it's 3555 South Constitution Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, right out there at the Valley
Yep,
Fair.
right across the street from the Mavericks, across the interstate from the Mavericks Center. And great
Maybe
location.
instead of once a year, we should do this at least twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have you guys out there.
Just a thought.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we'd love to.
We go out and do
Go to the
something
new
out
place,
out in West Valley because
Yeah, out at the new location.
Let's think of something at the 6-month mark.
Okay, we're going to
we'll
do
something
that.
out at West
We
Valley.
should do that.
We're going to do that.
All right. Nice to see you again, Mr.
Great to
Seven.
be here. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it as always.
Do you spell it S-E-V-E-N?
I do, just like the number. Just like the number. Yeah.
You made it up, didn't you?
I did make it up, you know. I mean, nobody's born with a number as their
No,
last name,
no.
except in the movie Logan 5. But
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure you know that it's a Star Trek character.
yes,
Gary
7 of
Seven.
9. Yeah.
No, Gary Seven.
Oh, Gary 7. Oh, I didn't know.
Classic Star Trek.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, he's a spy. He was supposed to get his own spin-off show, but it didn't work.
Someday, I mean, my parents say someday I'll go back to Drahozel, but you know, it's
What is it?
Drahozel. It's a Czech name, so
Drahozel.
Yeah, nobody could spell it growing up.
No,
so
or
just-
Seven is easier.
Yeah, 7 is easier.
I like it. I like it. All right, thank you. Squatters Pub Brewery,
Thank you.
thanks for the beer, thanks for
All
the
right.
hat and the glasses, and we're looking forward to Sunday.
Thank you. Me too.
We will take a break. We'll be back after these, crawling towards the exits.
Well, it's a game so easy that even a simpleton can play it. Oh. It's time for Beat Gina. I'm your radio announcer for the modern age. I'm Johnny Ola with a word from the Atomic Energy Commission. Are you afraid of A-bomb contamination?
Yes.
In the event of an A-bomb attack, contamination can go away with Flowbar. What? The AEC recommends the use of detergents as beneficial because they promote effective and rapid washing away of radioactive particles that may settle on the body or become trapped in the skin cells. Flowbar is a device made specifically for this purpose. It contains a safe and gentle liquid detergent in a plastic soap-shaped container which can be carried around for instant use. Be prepared. Protect your family and yourself by keeping Flowbar detergent on hand always. Buy yours now at stores everywhere or by mail from the manufacturer. Wash away radioactive contamination with Flowbar. And now, here's a man who has no fear of contamination, radioactive or otherwise. He's your host, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, the randomizer has picked a contestant. Anthony, are you there?
I am.
All right, Anthony, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. We're using an actual coin because people are questioning the integrity of the coin toss app. But here we go. Heads or tails there, Anthony? Call it. Anthony. Heads. All right.
Heads.
There we go. And boom, it is heads.
Oh,
There
Anthony,
we
you're
go.
one step closer to winning this pocket knife kit from Knapp's Knives.
All right, Anthony, if you beat Gina at Mr. Rogers Trivia, you will win the knife. But if she beats you, if she manages to crawl from behind, what are you prepared to do in her name?
$50 donation to the road home.
Excellent.
All right, there we go. Okay, so the first question, again, is the anniversary of Fred Rogers' death day. So it's Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers trivia. All right, first question, Anthony, here we go. Anthony, why are there no hands on Daniel Striped Tiger's clock? You ever notice that?
I didn't.
I did.
No.
It always bugged me, too. Why are there no hands on Daniel Striped Tiger's clock? Is it 1, Daniel doesn't get hands until he earns them? Was it 2, Mr. Rogers planned a storyline about Daniel learning to make clock hands from Handyman Negri? 3, because the neighborhood of make-believe, we can pretend it's any time that we want? Or 4, seriously, until you learn how to say striped tiger, not striped, no hands for you.
Number 3.
Number 3 is correct. Yes.
That's a point for Anthony. Now we go to Gina.
Gina, let's go to our page 2. Gina, let's see. Oh, okay. The numbers on King Friday the 13th and Handyman Negri's firefighter helmets are 143.
Okay.
143 was Fred Rogers' numerical secret way of saying what? Is it 1, I love you? Is it 2, be my neighbor? Is it 3, Lee Harvey Oswald did not act alone? Or 4, X the owl is not what he seems?
Oh. Well, I like number 4. I'm going to go with I love you.
I love you is correct.
All
1,
right.
4, 3.
1 point for Gina. The game is tied. Now we go to Anthony again.
All right, Anthony. Mr. Rogers was known for utilizing what to emphasize a point at different times during the program, which he did without telling cast members or the crew, confusing them at times. He did this to emphasize a point. Was it 1, shaking a tin can full of pennies? Is it 2, silence? Is it 3, simply smiling into the camera? Or 4, a squirt gun filled with ammonia?
2.
Silence is correct.
All right, Anthony, you have 2 points. Now to Gina to see if she can tie it up.
All right, Gina.
Yes.
Mr. McFeely is named after who? You're smiling like you know this one. Mr. McFeely is named after who? Is it 1, his old Cub Scout leader? McFeely was his nickname. It's a sad story, really. Yeah. Is it 2, Fred's neighbor, Morris Albert, who wrote and sang the song Feelings? Is it 3, a failed menu item at McDonald's? Or 4, Fred Rogers' middle name is McFeely?
Number 2.
Wow, I fooled you good with that one.
Ah, this is a chance for you, Anthony, to win the game.
Okay, so can you give me the remaining 3 one more time?
Well, number 3, Fred Rogers, Morris Albert. That's the one that she picked. Yeah. Is
Okay.
it 2, a failed? Hold it. Is it 2, 3, a failed menu item at McDonald's? Or 4, Fred Rogers' middle name is McFeely?
Number 4.
That is correct. His middle name is McFeely, and Anthony, you win the game handily. Nicely done.
You get the knife from Naff's Knives.
It's a very nice prize, Anthony.
All right, perfect.
You will like it. Hang on.
Hold on the line. Hold
I'll
on.
tell you how to get that.
I've got to go. I've got some decontamination to do.
Oh, scrub hard.
Well.
This day. In 1983, Stray Cats' album Built for Speed was number 2 on the charts.
Nice.
I don't know, where should I go to get a pie?
It's Pie Day.
It's Pie Day. The American Pie Council has designated this National Pie Day. Not to be confused with what that other Pie Day, which is...
Well, you want some place between here and your home, right?
That limits your pie options.
Actually, I have to go out to Costco today. I could get a pie at Costco, but they're too big.
You know, the Dodo has all kinds of pie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. Do they have whole pie?
I don't know. I always just get a slice there. I don't know if you can get a whole pie there.
Isn't there a place on 9th and 9th, just east of where the Great
That's
Harvest
Pie
was?
Fight.
Pie Fight. They still there?
I don't know. I'll check.
They have hand pies there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of the way to go. If I get a whole pie, I'll eat a whole pie.
Well, yes, but it's Pie Day.
I know, but
and you're on the Pie Council.
I know, but my stomach doesn't need to be on the Pie Council anymore.
If you could have any kind of pie,
what kind?
Dream pie, what would you have?
Oh, gee, I don't know. There's so many that I like.
Take a bite of this.
You
dream
know,
pie.
I like a nice slice of apple or cherry pie
That's
warmed up with a scoop of ice cream.
Yes, that's good.
But I really like their cream pies that I like.
Dessert pie.
I like yeah, but that's not my first choice.
Love a key lime.
I like coconut cream and banana cream pie.
Those are both good if done right.
Yeah, those two I like a lot, and I like how about a peach pie?
A peach pie is a good pie. Give me a pecan pie.
Yeah, and see it again.
I'm all about that.
A pecan pie, they're okay, but they don't get me. You know,
they don't get you. You're
I
not going out of your
pies.
way for pecan.
Yeah, no, I think I like fruit pies.
We used to get pecan pies at the Oyster Bar.
Oh yeah.
And haven't had one there from there in a while.
Well, maybe they still do them. I probably do.
You have to order them, I know.
Yeah.
Takes them a day.
Yeah. I don't know, pie. And I maybe I should explore different kinds of pie. I don't know what a chess pie is.
Chess
yes,
pie?
CHESS, chess pie. I know there's a pie called a chess pie, but I don't know what it is.
Chess pie is, ooh, I would eat this. Butter, sugar, vanilla, eggs, evaporated milk, cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
Can contain nuts or dried fruits.
Yeah, it's a southern delicacy, I believe.
The cornmeal, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dodo's sour cream apple pie is what they're recommending. Left Fork Grill has a great pie, 3900 Southwest Temple. Have we ever had walnut pie? I'd love to try a walnut pie.
Well, where's Marie Callender?
That's still.
There's still one out there by the hospital.
Yeah.
Pie Fight is still there, 9th and 9th.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Oh, but it says it doesn't appear to be open at the moment? It says Pie Fight is still there, but it doesn't appear to be open at the at the moment.
Meaning it's early.
Yeah,
breakfast pie.
You don't have breakfast
It's
pie.
too early for a pie fight.
Well, I don't know.
You only have pie fights at midday.
Fillings and emulsions.
Oh yeah,
We've had,
forgot about
they
that.
were James Beard nominated too.
Yeah, there you go.
And we had Ben, the donut critic, brought us in some of that pie.
So there you go.
I'll check that one.
All right. Well, let's do a promo and crawl towards the
Is there
exit.
anything about a pie in the promo?
No.
Disappointed. Well, good news, everyone.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, we could use some good news. What is it?
Slice is coming back.
You mean Slice the drink?
Well, I guess that's good news. Better news if Jimmy the Wine Guy gives us a suggestion for something to mix with it.
Well, let's ask him on Friday's Radio from Hell show here on X96.
All right.
Good news, everyone.
I'd say that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Let's go get some pie.
Hi. Artie Fufkin is next.